so that we start with the one by Honorable Mark Mwenje, member for Embakasi West, since that's time bound. Is Honorable Mwenje ready? On your statement on recruitment of KDF. I've reorganized the order paper to give you a first go, since I know that that is time bound as the matter is happening. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Hold on a moment. Before you start, allow me to recognize the following students that are seated in the Speaker's Gallery. Devki Ruiru Secondary School from Ruiru Constituency, Kiambu County. Nguirubi Secondary School from Ruiru Constituency, Kiambu County. And I think, Honorable Mwenje, as you make your statement, you can welcome them on behalf of the House.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. On behalf of the entire House, Honorable Speaker, let me recognize and welcome all the schools that have come. This is a house where all laws are made, and this is where decisions are made on behalf of our country by all the elected leaders. For those of you who wish to become members of parliament, I wish you all the best. These seats are available when the time comes, and you can vie for them. So welcome once again to the House as you follow the proceedings. Honorable Speaker, allow me to move straight to my request for a statement regarding recruitment centers for the Kenya Defence Forces officers. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations regarding recruitment centers for the Kenya Defence Forces officers. Honorable Speaker, on 14 September 2025, Kenya Defence Forces published an advertisement for the recruitment of officers to various positions and designated recruitment centers across the country. However, the designation recruitment centers does not take into account county population distribution. For instance, Nairobi City County, which has 17 constituencies, was only allocated 3 recruitment centers, namely Nyayo Stadium, Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani, and Jamhuri Grounds. This consolidation of recruitment centers within Nairobi City County stands in sharp contrast to the practice in other 46 counties where recruitment centers are distributed at the sub-county level. This disparity disadvantages the residents of Nairobi City County and undermines the principle of fairness in the recruitment process. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations on the following. 1, the criteria used by Kenya Defence Forces in designating recruitment centers in Nairobi City County and the measures in place to ensure equity, transparency and non-discrimination. The immediate measures by the government to guarantee a fair and equitable recruitment exercise accessible to all constituents of Nairobi City County. And 3rd, the affirmative action interventions aimed at redressing the barriers currently faced by disadvantaged youth in accessing recruitment opportunities. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, I will give you a chance to contribute to that particular statement because I know it's of great concern and national importance. But before that, allow me to recognize the following schools who are seated in the public gallery. Enkichape School from Kajiado South Constituency, Kajiado County. Amoso School from Uriri Constituency, Migori County. And Moi Secondary School from Nakuru West Constituency, Nakuru County. And Brilliant Markan from Emurgwakadir Constituency, Narok County. On behalf of the substantive Speaker and the rest of the House, we welcome you to Parliament. I would also like to recognize our colleagues from the Parliament of Uganda who are seated in the Speaker's gallery. So, honorable members, I wish to introduce to you a delegation comprising of members of the Committee of the Finance and Planning and Economic Development from the Parliament of Uganda who are seated in the Speaker's row. And you may rise so that the members can see you. They are the following: the Honorable Hanifa Nabukera, MP. The Honorable Basil Batirigayana, MP. The Honorable Avur Jane Pukato, MP. The Honorable Nangoli Gerald, MP. And the Honorable Dr. Kefa Kiwanuka, MP. The delegation is also accompanied by Ms. Akulu Esther, Legal Counsel, is in the country. They are in the country for the benchmarking visit to share experiences and best practices in the field of mortgage refinancing and affordable housing. Honorable members, on behalf of the National Assembly, I welcome them to Parliament and wish them fruitful engagements during their stay in the country. I thank you. Honorable Rahim Dawood, those members who want to, yes, you may proceed. Honorable Rahim Dawood, give him the mic.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I have 4 members who I'll give a chance. They have already pressed the intervention button.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, on the question of KDF recruitment, I want to join Honorable Member and request the committee chair through the vice chair. Madam Speaker, my sub-county, one of my sub-counties which was operationalized, Imenti East, has been excluded from the final list. So I request the committee to press for a re-advertisement of the centers for recruitment. My Imenti East sub-county in North Imenti constituency should be one of them, Madam Speaker. Otherwise, my people will feel disenfranchised. Not feel, they will be disenfranchised. So I thank you, Madam Speaker, and I hope the Vice Chair of the committee has taken note of that. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, I realize on the statements, there is a similar statement regarding recruitment of Kenya Defence Forces. Maybe I'll give the opportunity to Honorable Ali Wario to make his statement, then we can contribute combining the 2 statements. You may proceed, Honorable Wario.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, Honorable Speaker. I raise to, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations regarding the inclusions of Tarasa and Kokane sub-counties in the upcoming Kenya Defense Forces KDF recruitment. Honorable Speaker, recruitment into the KDF should reflect fairness, equity, and inclusivity across the country. However, Tarasa and Kokane sub-county have been excluded from the recruitment scheduled. Therefore, denying many young people the opportunity to serve in uniform, contribute to the national security and access meaningful livelihoods. The inclusion will correct this imbalance, strengthen cohesion and empower local youths. However, Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations on the following. Plans by the Ministry to ensure that Tarasa and Kokane sub-counties are included in the upcoming KDF recruitment program. Number 2, selection criteria for the recruitment centers and how the Ministry ensures fairness and equity so that no sub-county is excluded, especially in historically marginalized regions. 3, the Ministry's plans and timelines to expand the recruitment coverage across all the counties and sub-counties in line with the Constitution principles of inclusivity and equal opportunity. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Honorable Member Justice Keme, I can see you first. And let's make it brief so that everyone can have a chance.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'll be very brief. We hold the defense forces with a lot of esteem and a lot of respect. While the Honorable Mwenje and the Honorable Wario are asking for fairness in terms of the recruitment centers, I am asking the Defense Forces to ensure that when recruiting the candidates, those picked should come from various locations in each sub-county. In the past, we've seen situations where one particular area has received more candidates. So basically, Madam Speaker, I'm asking that the recruitment be fair and it's spread across the sub-counties. Thank you.
The Honorable Member for Kamkunji.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. I'd like to support the statement issued by Honorable Mwenje on the recruitment of KDF, the forthcoming recruitment of KDF. I think it is absolutely necessary to consider the needs of Nairobi, the capital city. We have more than 5 million people. All Kenyans are here. And every time Nairobi is treated differently against the other 46 counties. We are not given a fair distribution of recruitment points, and we are often left clustered in one particular stadium or the other. And this has happened again. And this is a form of discrimination. It is disadvantaging the people of Nairobi. This is the biggest city. We carry the heaviest burden, and we have the largest number of youth numbers in our country. We have the largest number of youth per capita, and a very large number of unemployed people in our capital city. So it is unfair for the Kenyan Defense Force to put all of us in one stadium without any clarity of how the distribution of the 17 counties is going to be done. 17 counties are disadvantaged. And this is this thing should be reconsidered. We have already made an appeal to the Ministry of Defense. And I think it is a high time that different government ministries respected and acknowledged and put into place a fair and equitable system of employment and recruitment for the people of Nairobi. This is what we are demanding. And I think we should not be taken for granted just because we are here in the capital city. We should be treated just like the other 47 counties. We don't want any favor. We're just asking to be treated, the people of Nairobi and the young people of Nairobi, to be treated fairly. And we're asking them to create recruitment centers in all the 17 constituencies to give our youth a chance, a better chance. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Member, the Honorable Dorothy Kiara.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to join the petition by Honorable Wario and the message from Honorable Rahim Daudi that in this recruitment of KDF, let us be fair, let this exercise be free, fair, and equitably distributed across the country. I specifically want to cite the new sub-counties in Meru County, which have recently been operating recently. Let them be included in the recruitment exercise, and particularly Imenti East sub-county in North Imenti constituency. Honorable Speaker, I thank you.
The Honorable Makali Mulu, keep it at 2 minutes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'll only use 1 minute. Honorable Speaker, what the two honorable members are requesting for is equity and fairness in this exercise. And I think all of us as a house, we need to demand that. So I would want to see the chair of this particular committee making sure that these two issues are addressed. The third issue which must be addressed, Honorable Speaker, is the issue of corruption. Honorable Speaker, it has become impossible for the young ones from the poor backgrounds to be recruited into the KDF, because the demands being put forward by the recruiting officers, Honorable Speaker, are so high that they cannot be afforded. And this has led to exclusion, more so the young ones from the poor background. We would want to see a situation where this recruitment ensures every Kenyan who qualifies has a fair chance to join KDF. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Nyamita.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just wanted to also take this opportunity to support the statement from my colleague, my leader. But Madam Speaker, this issue of recruitment of KDF is not only affecting Nairobi. Our constituency sizes are different. There are constituencies that have about 6 wards. There are constituencies that have 3 wards. But the distribution of the centers is the same. I am praying that when the chair for defense and foreign relations is going to come back, he's going to come back with a solid plan that ensures there is equity in recruitment across the country, so that even constituencies that are much wider, there are constituencies whereby from one wing to the next is about 400 kilometers. Even if you put the center at in the middle, they have to travel 200 kilometers to actually do that. So we are hoping that when they come back, there will be that equity. Madam Chair, Madam Speaker, let me also take this opportunity to welcome my school, Amoso Comprehensive School, which is soon growing into a secondary school. And I do hope that this visit inspires the children of that particular school, that one day that community, that school, will produce also another member of parliament who will come and represent them on this particular floor. And not only here, but even to greater heights. Karibuni sana Amoso Comprehensive, na mujisikie nyumbani. Thank you very much.
The Honorable Farah Malim, member for Dadaab.
Mr. Speaker, I also wish to put my voice, add my voice onto this, the recruitment of the armed forces in the country. Mr. Speaker, the armed forces of the Republic of Kenya is one of the demonstrations of the sovereignty of this country. They protect our territorial integrity as one unit called Kenya. Whereas I am pushing very hard for the fact that it has to be as national as possible and accessible to everybody. But at the same time, I want to tell my member of the parliament, my friends here, my colleagues here, we can play politics with everything else, but not with certain institutions like our own sovereignty, the institution of parliament, the judiciary, the military, the national flag. The desecration of our national flag itself is something that is very bad. When we allow democracy and the so-called human rights to go wild and bring in anarchy and chaos to the extent we take it in a very simple manner, sacrosanct institutions of the country, we have a problem. Mr. Speaker. Order. Madam Speaker, I am just saying this in line with what is there. My position is that let us protect the institutions, the sanctity of the institutions that clearly make us an indivisible nation with only one identity called Kenya. So let's not tribalize anything. Let's not allow anybody to desecrate our symbol, the national symbol, the coat of arms of our country, the currency of the country itself. Those are things that cannot be desecrated at any time. Anybody who does that, in the hope that we are having an expanded democratic space, that does not happen in any democracy. So mine is to say, as Kenyans, as nationals, let us always make sure that we protect the institutions that keep us together. And the sanctity of those institutions and more so our armed forces, like I've said, our national flag, our sovereignty, our territorial integrity, all those things that essentially make us one unit when we should always come together. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, allow me to welcome a group of students seated in the Speaker's Gallery. That is Karima Girls Secondary School from Kindagop constituency, Nyandarua County. And I'll give the opportunity to Honorable Kwea, member for Kindagop, to welcome them on our behalf.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity to first welcome our guests to the house, Karima Girls High School and other schools that I've visited. And in the same breath, Madam Speaker, just to bring to the attention of the House that Karima Girls is a premier school in Kindagop constituency located in the mountainous region of Nyandarua, just at the foot of Aberdare Ranges. And secondly, Madam Speaker, just again to bring to the attention of the House that the first speaker lived just next to, Speaker of this Parliament, lived just next to Karima Girls. There's a house there, and of course, which should be marked as a house of interest, and maybe members of Parliament should interest the members of Parliament to go and visit. Madam Speaker, Karima Girls is an academic giant in the region, has produced the best top cream of professionals in this republic. And from where I sit and the whole house, we just wish them well as they sit for their exam. I know this is a history class, and we wish them all the best. Madam Speaker, because I have the opportunity now, I want to just comment on the issue of KDF recruitment. We have a big problem. Some of us who represent big constituencies like Kindagop, I have 8 wards, yet I only have 2 centers where recruitment is going to happen. Many young people are going to be disenfranchised because of the fact that Kindagop is so populous, but small constituencies that have two sub-counties, I don't want to mention them, with a bigger population, are getting same treatment as big constituencies and areas that we represent like Kindagop. I believe that Kenya Defence Forces and the Ministry of Defence can come up with measures that are going to cause every citizen of this republic to feel that they're treated equally or some level of equity is applied. And therefore, Madam Speaker, I believe that Ministry of Defence and Kenya Defence Forces will come up with a solution so that then no citizen is left behind. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, and let's keep it at 2 minutes. The Honorable Kimayo. No, sorry, it's Honorable Gideon, I think. Gideon Kipsanai, always confuse the two.
It's Adams Kipsanai. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to weigh my weight on the issue of recruitment, and I want to join my colleagues by saying that we request Kenya Defence Forces, Madam Speaker, to exercise the high level of transparency, because the youth of this country have no money. Their parents have no money to bribe those recruiting officers. Madam Speaker, I would also suggest that we have 1,450 wards. If KDF can adopt, let's say, to recruit from the ward level, we will avoid, or we will not have problems where people are being taken from one corner to the rest. If you are employing 6,000 officers, divided by 1,450 wards, every constituency or every ward will get around 3 to 4 officers. And that one will bring the principle of equity and fairness. That is where we need to go in all the disciplinary forces, so that Kenyans will not be getting the issue of discrimination and so forth. You can see members are celebrating. So KDF or security forces, wherever you are, employ people from the ward level so that each and every person can be reached up. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, I think the last person I'll give this, because I think we are all in agreement, is Honorable Mawathe.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Madam Speaker, I wish to address the issue of KDF in regards to Nairobi. In Nairobi, we have 17 constituencies with more than 5.5 million people, and yet they are giving us only 3 centers, recruitment centers. How do you recruit use 3 centers for recruitment for the 17 constituencies. It would be best, we now have sub-counties. Each constituency in Nairobi is a sub-county, just recently inaugurated. We need for the KDF to please come and recruit, at least for the starters, from in Nairobi County, from the constituencies or sub-counties. Then thereafter, as recommended by my colleague, if KDF was recruiting, as suggested, 6,000 candidates, they can recruit from the wards, out of the 1,450 wards. So for the time being, we refuse totally the issue as Nairobi County, the issue of recruiting from three locations only for the 17 constituencies. That's not acceptable, and we're requesting the KDF to please give us an opportunity for our members. The last point, this young man, a young man from Mukuru, 18, 22, 27, cannot afford all that money that they're being asked for, 200,000, 300,000, they cannot afford. Let the recruitment be fair, free and fair, and don't let it be done at the constituency level, because at the constituency, most people know each other. At the wards, people know each other even better. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Okay, the last person I'll give then is Honorable Patrick Tigwe. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you, Speaker, and thank you, my colleague from Agoreti. Speaker, mine are just 2 things. One is to echo what my friend has said, that, you know, even if recruitment is done per sub-counties, the issue of establishment of sub-counties has been misused in this country. They have been set up in a manner that you can't understand. The most equitable unit of recruitment should be the ward, because these sub-counties are just dished around. You come today, you issue a sub-county, you issue another sub-county, but the ward were established in a very fair way in this country. So I would support recruitment to be done in wards. And finally, Madam Speaker, we might be discussing recruitment, but it's a shop. Right now, my phone is full with messages. Mheshimiwa, help me to get recruited, because Kenyans already know that the recruitment will be about money. So, Madam Speaker, let it be fair. And secondly, let's not have recruitment ending at 9, 10 at night, because our young people learn during the day. They are kept there up to night, 10, 11, and then that's when the shenanigans start and they are chased away. Let recruitment end by 4. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, allow me to recognize the following schools that are seated in the public gallery. Getaganya Secondary School from Kuria West Constituency, Migori County. Moi Secondary School from Nakuru West Constituency, Nakuru County. And Kiangu School from Mwingi Central Constituency, Kitui County. On behalf of the substantive Speaker and the entire House, we welcome you to Parliament. Thank you. No, we've had enough. Everyone is now repeating themselves. I think the point has been made. There is no need to flog a dead horse. Let's proceed to the next statement. There is a statement. I thought I heard that he needs to respond tomorrow, next week. That was the request that you made. But you can, because, you know, Chairperson, if you respond now, you'll be speculating. You need to get back in touch with the line ministry and then come and give us an answer that's not based on speculation. So let's proceed. Honorable Mwenje, he is not in charge of defense. The answer would be speculating. He is not the authority. But Honorable Mwenje, you can say, you have a point of order? Okay.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it's not that we want the response. It's that we wanted the chair to tell us he will respond. Because, Honorable Speaker, I need to make a declaration. As an advocate, I have already filed papers in court to stop recruitment of KDF if it is going to go the way it is right now. But they are able to mitigate. If he can guarantee, he'll give us a response maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday, but he needs to know we are proceeding with court, because we know what happened last time and we're not going to agree. Especially in Nairobi, we will tell our youths they will not agree to this recruitment that you put. So just allow him to commit on the floor when he will come with a response. Not that he has a response, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Mwenje, I will direct that he comes with a response on Tuesday. Yes. So that is all we need right now. He will come with a response on Tuesday, and that is the direction from the Speaker's chair. Okay. And now I will give an opportunity to the Honorable Beatrice Elachi to make her statement, and then thereafter we will go back to the number one request for statement by Honorable Mohammed Mabchele, MP from Vita. Okay, Honorable Elachi, proceed. I know yours is brief.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to request to just speak on a general statement regarding the mysterious death of Ms. Zaituni Kavaya. Honorable Speaker, I rise to request for a statement pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 43 regarding the mysterious death of Ms. Zaituni Kavaya. Honorable Speaker, the late Ms. Kavaya was reported dead under unclear, troubling circumstances at Buga Apartments in Kilimani. Her sudden demise has caused immense distress to her family, friends, and the community at large. It is alleged that the late Ms. Kavaya was employed as a domestic help by a foreigner, to be specific, Sudanese. To date, the circumstances surrounding her death remain unresolved, raising grave concern about the adequacy of investigations into the matter. Honorable Speaker, I urge the National Police Service and the Directorate of Criminal Investigations in Kilimani to expedite the investigation into this matter, and can the government scrutinize the visas of foreigners who especially come in as tourists in the country, and we have so many in Kilimani, so that we know whether they are there legally or illegal. And lastly, Madam Speaker, is to just get to ask the government that as much as we've opened up our borders, we need the immigration to have the police patrol border points to help us, especially with the so many foreigners that we have in Kilimani, and a lot of illegal things happening, especially in the A&Bs that we have in Kilimani. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, I kindly seek your indulgence to move away from the statements briefly to allow us to go to order number 8 and then followed by order number 11, item 1 and 2, which is committee of the whole house, and then thereafter we can come back to statements. So, yes. No, she did under 43. Okay, Honorable Kaluma, you may now reply. We've moved to order number 8.
Order number 8, the Kenya Roads Amendment number 3 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 34 of 2025, second reading. Mover to reply.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I've listened carefully through the contributions made by the members who have made their contributions to this bill. And I want to thank each and every one of them for the useful contributions they have made on elaborating the importance of this law being passed. Honorable Speaker, there have been two worries which I want to allay. One, I've had very many people asking why the amount being allocated to the counties is at 5% and not less. And so I've had proposals from honorable members suggesting, Honorable Speaker, that we should reduce it to far below. That is a legitimate concern, Honorable Speaker, but I wanted to urge my colleagues that the proportions you see in terms of the sharing percentages was advised by technical people in the relevant ministry. We looked at not the equitable share, in which case the county would be seeking even, the counties would be seeking 15%, but we looked at the various roads which fall under those very many classifications, Honorable Speaker. And so I wanted to urge that in as much as each member is in their legitimate place to change those proportions, I would request we don't open that area much, because we would have to revert to the ministry in charge of roads with those engineers to overhaul those technical calculations, which has been very dexterous. And I wanted to say that if we overhauled it also, because of lack of this understanding I'm giving you, we may also have those amendment proposals also coming in the Senate, which may be more difficult. Number two, and lastly, Honorable Speaker, I've listened to some members saying, why don't we also have roads going to the fishing areas? Why don't we have roads going into, wheat producing or Mwea areas where you have wheat and those other crops? I wanted to say that if you look at those classifications, there is no roads falling whether in rural or urban areas which are incapable of being done with those funds. I want us also to remember that this is not the only roads funding. The national government budget will have a big component, which currently is around 10% of the budget, for roads funding. The others also, at the county level, they also have roads funding. This is for road maintenance fuel levy fund. Let us allow it to go the way it is, because when you say you can do roads to any government, in national government institution, take for instance schools, you would essentially do roads passing everywhere, so long as you link them to a school. So I wanted to urge that unless an amendment is very necessary, consider this matter as a matter that was moved together by us under my name, and then let us proceed as advised by the technical people, both within Parliament and without, who have consulted on this thing, including the Council of Governors. With all that, Honorable Speaker, I beg to reply, and I thank the House very much.
Honorable members, I now put the question that the Kenya Roads Amendment number 3 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 34 of 2025 be read a second time. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order, number 11.
A bill for an act of Parliament to amend the Kenya Roads Act and for connected purposes. Order number 11, Committee of the Whole House.
Very well, members, we may take our seats. Oh, very well.
It's my bill.
Okay, we shall give you a chance. So it is which bill?
We have this one. We start with the first one.
Which bill?
Recommendations to the Cancer Prevention Control National Assembly Bill number 45 of 2022. And we debated last time and then there was lack of quorum, so we just call it out. Then we go but before that, you tell them that any vote to overturn the questions on request to that, so whichever way it goes.
Very well, honorable members. We may now take our seats, and we are in the Committee of the Whole House. Specifically, we are dealing with the Cancer Prevention and Control Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 45 of 2022. And we shall resume from clause 3. Honorable members, also take note that this is presidential reservations, and therefore if you have to make any reasonable amendment to this bill, then you must raise 2/3 of the whole House.
President's recommendations to clause 3.
I propose the question that the President's recommendations to clause 3 be considered. We had already debated on this one, and we had actually arrived at a level whereby we were moving to the voting before a quorum was called out. Yes, Chair.
Give me this. Thank you very much on behalf of the Leader of Majority. I do propose that the House does agree with the President's reservations and recommendation that clause 3 of the bill be deleted. The justification is that clause 3 of the bill seeks to amend section 5 of the Principal Act by inserting new paragraphs. The two insertions on the functions of the National Cancer Institute are promoting the use of e-health and telemed care for the prevention and management of persons with the cancer and promoting the treatment of persons with the cancer as component of primary health care. These provisions are already covered under section 3 on the objects of the Digital Health Act. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Very well, honorable members. This one had been debated, so I move straight away to put the question. And I proceed to put the question that clause 3 be deleted as recommended by His Excellency the President. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
President's recommendations to clause 4.
Order. What is it, Honorable Dawood? Well, we shall give you a chance to comment on clause 4. I propose the question that the President's recommendations on clause 4 be considered. Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I do urge the House to agree with the President's reservation to clause 4 and the recommendation made that clause 4 of the bill be deleted. The justification is that clause 4 of the bill proposes to amend section 31 of the Principal Act by inserting a new subsection to the effect that the National Cancer Institute shall collaborate with the national government departments responsible for health to promote the training of human resource for oncology services. Under the Executive Order number 1 of 2025 on the organization of government, the National Cancer Institute is a government agency, and the Ministry of Health, State Department for Medical Services, and nothing bars the Institute from collaborating with national government departments to promote oncology training. Therefore, that clause is obsolete and needs to be deleted. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Very well. I propose the question that clause 4 be deleted as recommended by His Excellency the President. Honorable Dawood.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, it's like as if all the clauses of this bill have taken 2 years to come to fruit. It has gone to the Senate, it has come to the National Assembly, and now in the Committee of the Whole stage, it is like there is no point in making any laws in this House. Because if they can be done, President's reservations have to be taken into account. What is the point of bringing a law making? It takes 2 years to make one bill. Go through the National Assembly, go through the Senate, and then come here you are told that it has already been overtaken by events. When I did this bill, Mr. Chairman, there was nothing like that in the health ministry. They had not brought it. Mine was before them, so why should mine suffer the fate? But as you have already said, I do not have the majority, we have to take, but it should be mindful of this House that this is not the way we make laws. If this is what we are going to be doing, Mr. Chairman, then I think there is no point in making any bills. Let them come from the executive and we just pass them. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Point of order, Mr. Chair. What's your point of order, Honorable?
Chair, I know you're up to the task. You're able to defend the chair, and it is not in my interest to controvert what the Honorable Rahim is saying. But Honorable Chair, this particular bill had a very special journey to get where it has gotten. And I can understand the frustration of Honorable Rahim. But Honorable Chair, when you look at the justifications that are leading to the reservations by the President, the justifications are right. And why the Honorable Rahim finds himself in this crosshair is because this bill must have been prepared long before we prepared the 4 critical health bills. Now it is overtaken by events. And Honorable Rahim, your frustration can be in the time that we process the bills, but not in the process of lawmaking. The President is very right and properly in his place to place these reservations, because the provisions that were being provided by this bill are already covered by other laws that we have made post facto after this bill came to the House. And so I think the justifications by the President are right. There is no wrongdoing in the lawmaking process. I think this House has its place and the President has his place. I thank you very much, Chair.
The Honorable Tiende Amolo. Please give him the mic. On your left. On your right now.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I sympathize with the Honorable Dawood. But I think that the Honorable Dawood, while right in essence, is placing the blame at the wrong place. It is up to us here as a House. We have the discretion to override the President's observation by a 2/3 majority. Now, if we were so convicted, we have raised 2/3 before. If we are so convicted, then the Honorable Dawood should whip all of us and raise 2/3 to override the observations. However, Mr. Chairman, one point needs to be made. There has been a mistake for the last 13 years in terms of how this matter is prosecuted. The Constitution gives the President the right to make observations, and those observations can only be overridden by a 2/3 majority. But every president, including the current president, have usually proceeded to actually amend the act itself. Now that is the impropriety, and in my view, that is what ought to be addressed. But in substance, I sympathize with Honorable Dawood, but such is life. Thank you.
Honorable Ndwiga.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, first I like to say that I sympathize with my brother as a friend and also as the chairman of the Mount Kenya East Caucus. 2, the justifications for this, Chair 1, this bill has been carried from last parliament. I was in the other committee last parliament, it was carried to this parliament. And when this bill was written, Chair, we had not defined some terms like e-health. But when we made the 4 health laws, in the DHA law, we really clarified that defined e-health. So there's no need of saying that e-health will be included in treatment of cancer because it's already taken care of. Secondly, Chair, when the President says that we can't order in a bill that the National Cancer Institute collaborate with the national government, because already in the executive order that places functions in the Ministry of Health, The National Cancer Institute is an organ of the national government. So you can't order it to collaborate with the national government. It's already under the Ministry of Health, where it's under the ministry, it's under the CS, so you can't order that it collaborates with the Ministry of Health. So the President is in order, Chair.
Very well. Finally, the Honorable Undo.
Chair, I sincerely want to join sentiments, to associate the sentiments with Honorable Dawood. Article 115 of the Constitution of Kenya has been routinely abused by subsequent presidents to actually assume the right to make laws, which is enshrined in the Constitution, are donated to the members of Parliament in totality. Honorable Speaker, we want to urge that if there is any reservation, let it, as Honorable Tienda Mola has put it, let it come as a reservation, but not as a written text that must be adopted by this House. That is complete abuse of the powers of Parliament, usurpation of the powers of Parliament, and asking the President, taking up the powers that has not donated to him. We must call the President to order this abuse of the due process. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Well, I was closing it there, but I have given it a little bit time just for the country to understand what stage and what we are doing. So finally, let me give it to Honorable Murungara.
Thank you very much. Honorable Chair, what the Constitution mandates the President to do is to return the bill with its reservations. Then you are told if the House does not agree with those reservations, it requires 2/3 to overturn the reservations. What the President does is to put the reservations in writing, and reservations is a form of reasoning. Then it ends with a recommendation. He does not say this is what you have to do, but he recommends you do it. And unfortunately, it is the letter and spirit of our Constitution which is to blame. Because we actually enacted that once the President does this, you require a 2/3 to overturn those reservations and recommendations. So our hands are tied in that we have given the head of the executive through a constitutional provision to actually almost disagree with us, and by so disagreeing, in essence, making a form of a law. And there is nothing we can do it until the day we will marshal the numbers, amend that provision such that he does not have to do what he is doing.
Very well.
Our hands are tied, we have to go with it.
Very well, honorable members. This is a constitutional matter, and you vividly remember during the 12th Parliament, it raised so many questions, but now we have since understood what should go on, and the honor stand with the House that you can raise the 2/3 majority, or equally you can amend the laws because it's this House that makes the law. Let me proceed to now put the question. I now put the question that clause 4 be deleted as recommended by His Excellency the President. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Mover. Give me the mic, the mover.
Close to. We've not dealt with close to.
Do we have a close?
We start with the close. I think we should move to close 2 now.
Close 2.
No, because that is the order with which they appear. On definitions, we go to substantive, then we go to definitions.
Honorable Murungara, clause 2 had been handled. That's what I'm very well.
Thank you. Thank you. Honorable Speaker, I now do move that the House does agree with the President's reservations as contained in the order paper and to the Cancer Prevention and Control Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 45 of 2022.
So we are here.
And I do ask Honorable Chair for administration for administration to second.
Order. Yes. Is the Honorable Naomi Wako in the House? Proceed to report.
Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the President's recommendation to the Cancer Prevention and Control Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 45 of 2022, and its approval thereof without amendments, therefore deleting all substantive clauses of the bill.
Honourable members, now put the question, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the President's recommendations to the Cancer Prevention and Control Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 45 of 2022, and its approval thereof without amendments, therefore deleting all substantive clauses of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. We now move to the next bill. That is the consideration of the President's reservation to the Wildlife Conservation and Management Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 3 of 2023.
New clause 2A proposed by the President.
Mover.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. I beg to move that the new clause 2A contained in the order paper be read a second time.
Very well, let me ask.
Yes, because it's a new clause altogether.
Order, let me ask Honorable Murungara and Honorable Naomi Wako to come to approach the table. Very well, we have made an understanding. So, Honorable Murungara, you are the one who is proceeding.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the new clause 2A, as proposed by His Excellency the President, be now approved. And the justification is that clause 2 of the bill proposes to amend part A of the third schedule to the Wildlife Conservation and Management Act by inserting the words shark, stonefish, whale, and stingray immediately after the word buffalo, as a species of wildlife for which, if they cause death or injury to any person, compensation may be paid to that person under Section 25(1) of the Wildlife Conservation and Management Act. Considerations arising from the proposed amendment include the inclusion of marine life under Part A of the third schedule to the Act, introducing new complexities in the verification of claims arising from death or injury occasioned by the marine life owing to the inherent difficulty in preserving and securing the locus quo of such incidents. That's why we now propose the amendments that the composition of the County Wildlife Conservation and Compensation Committee, as established pursuant to Section 18 of the Act, is not sufficiently constituted to address claims arising from marine-related incidents by reason of the absence of specialized institutional representation and technical expertise in marine matters. It is therefore necessary to review and appropriately augment the committee's composition to enable the competent consideration, vacation, verification, and determination of such marine-related claims, and this necessitates the new Clause 2A being introduced. Thank you.
Honorable members, I propose the question that the new Clause A, as proposed by His Excellency the President, be now approved. The Honorable Raila.
Mimi nakubaliana na rais kuthibitisha wale wanaohudhuriwa kwa maji wameongezwa hapo tu katika ile committee, imeongezwa tu Coast Guard na watu wengine. Kwa hivyo mimi nakubaliana na president ikuwe hivyo inshallah. Thank you. Sina mambo.
The Honorable Zamzam.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Chair, na mimi niweze kuchukua fursa hii kwanza kumpongeza rais kwa kukumbuka wavuvi. Mheshimiwa Chair, tumeona wengi walikuwa wakihudhuriwa na wanyama wanafidiwa, lakini wavuvi wetu ambao kwamba ndio shamba letu, bahari ndio shamba letu, walikuwa wameachwa nyuma. Kwa hiyo mimi nataka nimshukuru rais sana kwa kuweza kukumbuka wavuvi wa pwani na sehemu zingine, akidhuruka baharini anaweza kupata ile compensation, na mimi naisupport. Asante.
Honorable members, I now put the question that new Clause A, as proposed by His Excellency the President, be now approved. I will take it again. I now put the question that new Clause 2A, as proposed by His Excellency the President, be now approved. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Mover.
Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the President's recommendations to the Wildlife Conservation and Management Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 3 of 2023, and its approval thereof without amendments.
Give me the mic. Honorable members, I put the question, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the President's recommendations to the Wildlife Conservation and Management Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 3 of 2023, and its approval thereof without amendments. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Quite interesting, honorable members. As you have seen in this second one, the House is agreeing with the President. And yes, you need to take note of that. Thank you. Honorable members, we now move to the National Police Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 23 of 2024. But before that, honorable members, let me acknowledge this afternoon in the public gallery, Ololulunga boys school from Narok constituency, Narok County. On behalf of the substantive speaker, myself and this house, we want to welcome you to this house. And let me allow the honorable member from Narok, if she's in the house, to welcome the boys. Please give honorable member the microphone. There's a microphone on your left.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Chair, may I take this opportunity to welcome the students from Ololunga Secondary School, Narok County, to this house where we make laws. Mheshimiwa Speaker, in this place, when these students come, they learn a lot because they are the future leaders. And this is the time they get to know how laws are made and where their leaders sit. Honorable Speaker, I welcome them, plus other students from the entire country. Mheshimiwa Speaker, Ololunga Secondary School is a school from Narok South, and the students are doing very well. They make us proud as their leaders. You are welcome, and discipline is the key to being in this place. Thank you, Mheshimiwa Speaker.
Very well, honorable members. We go back to the National Police Service Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 23 of 2024. And I have a letter from the Honorable Masara mandating the Honorable Samuel Atandi to execute the same on his behalf. Honorable member, what is the problem? Narok. But we had already executed that. But given that you are already on your feet, I give you 1 minute. Please give the honorable member 1 minute.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me this opportunity to welcome Ololunga Secondary School from my constituency of Narok South to the premises of Parliament. Ololunga Secondary School is one of our top schools in the county and top performance in the academics life. The future leaders and the potential members of Parliament who are likely to come to this house in future and maybe to occupy very big offices. And I also like to extend my welcome to other schools which are seated in the gallery. And thank you, Chair.
Thank you. So we go back to business.
Clause 3.
Mover. I propose the question that clause 3 be part of the bill. Mover. Order, honorable member. I propose the question that clause 3 be part of the bill. Move. Are you the one who is dealing with this? Proceed. Give him the microphone.
Thank you, Chair. The amendments are committee amendments, so I'm rightfully the one who's supposed to move. So, Honorable Chair, clause 3, I propose that clause 3 should be considered as containing the order paper, and the justification, Speaker, Honorable Chair, is a single unit established by the Commission dedicated to the mental well-being of the police officers will provide better coordination, and there is also need to services offered by the psychosocial units are reasonably accessible to all parts of the country so far as it's possible and required by the Article 6.3 of the Constitution. And the inclusion of the members of the service as opposed to just police officers will also cater for the civilian members of the service who are crucial to the work of the police. Equally, Chair, the amendment will ensure that, of course, also that there will be provision for clarity by providing for devolution of psychosocial units in our new subsection.
Very well. I now propose the question that clause 3 be amended as proposed by the mover. Yes, Honorable Undo.
Chair, I want to commend the committee chair for that timely amendment. To be honest, Chair, our police officers and the members in the discipline forces seem to be going through a lot. And a lot seems to be going through them as well, Honorable Speaker, Chair. And I think if we have those units at the very lowest level, and probably could also, as a matter of operational procedures, even the county headquarters should find the mechanisms of developing this to divisional headquarters so that we have easy access to such services to enable us to deal with mental health issues among our disciplined forces. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
The Honorable Atandi.
Honorable Chair, I rise to agree with the amendments that have been proposed by the committee on behalf of the Honorable Peter Masara. Thank you.
Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 3 be amended as proposed. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 3 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 4.
I propose the question that clause 4 be part of the bill. Chair.
Thank you, Chair. I propose the amendment in clause 4 as contained to be considered as contained in the order paper, and the justification, Chair, being there is need to specifically include counseling as a component of mental health and wellness resources, considering that the National Police Service Commission already provide counseling services to the members of the service.
I propose the question that clause 4 be amended as proposed by the mover. There being no any interests in this, I now put the question that clause 4 be amended as proposed. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I proceed now to put the question that clause 4 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 2.
I propose the question that clause 2 be part of the bill. Chair.
Thank you, Chair. I propose the amendment contained on behalf of the committee contained in clause 2 be part of the bill. And justification, Chair, being this was meant to align the definition of terms, psychosocial support, with the definition provided by the United Nations Interagency Standing Committee, and it is clearer and less technical.
I propose the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by the chair. I proceed to put the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 2 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Title.
I propose the question that the title be the title of the bill. I put the question that the title be the title of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 1.
I propose the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. There's no amendment. I proceed to put the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Very well, that's the end of it, and therefore I want to ask Honorable Tandi, on behalf of Honorable Masara, to report. Please facilitate Honorable Tandi with the necessary materials.
Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the National Police Service Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 23 of 2024, and its approval thereof with amendments.
Honorable members, I put the question, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the National Police Service Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 23 of 2024, and its approval thereof with amendments. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Now, honorable members, we are moving to the very last one. This is the Computer Misuse, Cybercrimes Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill, number 41 of 2024.
Clause 3.
Is the chair in the House? Very well and very ready.
Actually, I'd like to start by clause 2. I'd like to prosecute clause 2. Yes. So, Honorable
Order.
Chair.
If we are starting with the clause 2, then let me allow clause 2 to be called out. Honorable Chair, we shall consider clause 2 at the very end, but please approach the table so that we are just in tandem with what we are doing. Let them agree.
How are you?
Fine. Very well, we shall begin all over again. So we may go.
Clause 3.
I propose the question that clause 3 be part of the bill. There's an amendment by the Honorable Dawood. Honorable Dawood.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. I am also amending this. I am amending it further and standing order 48. The clause reads, will now read that the clause of the bill to be amended and further amended by deleting the proposed new paragraph JA and substituting therefore with the following new paragraph JA, the new JA, where it is proved that a website or application promotes unlawful activities activities, inappropriate sexual content of a minor, terrorism or religious extremism and cultism, issue a directive to render the website or application inaccessible. So I have further amended child abuse to read inappropriate sexual content of a minor. Thank you, Chair.
Do you have any justification for that?
Yes. It's tidying up the clause, and it is also in a state of child abuse because I wanted to introduce the sexual content of a minor because child abuse is also dealt with under the Children's Act, so it's not only child abuse.
Very well. I propose the question that clause 3 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Dawood. Okay, let me, will give the substantive chair later, so hold your horses. Let me go to Honorable Undo.
Chair, when we were in the committee of when we were doing the second reading, we cautioned And I caution my good friend Aden that he is preparing a rope that will hang him very soon, sooner than later, by including the word terrorism. Because you already have Anti-Terrorism Act, now bringing terrorism here, he is creating a rope and it will hang him very soon. Because, Honorable Speaker, any issue...
Order, Honorable Undo. You can still address your issue without threatening Honorable Dawood.
Okay, fine. Noted.
What is your point of order, Honorable Kaluma?
Honorable Speaker, listening to the Honorable Dr. Wilberforce, is he suggesting by any chance that Honorable Dawood is a terrorist? Yeah.
Okay.
If he's doing so, he has to withdraw. You can't finish without clarifying that.
Honorable Kaluma had already cautioned Honorable Undo. Undo, you may proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. In view of what has happened in the recent past, where even boys who threw a simple stone have been charged under the Terrorism Act, it therefore means, if the amendment passes as it is, it means that even on your phone, if they suspect that you participated in a demonstration, or you took photos in a demonstration and shared, then they have the right to actually render it inaccessible and make it unusable. It might look harmless, but to be honest, it has got far much reaching repercussions, and we will regret as a country, not so far from today. Thank you.
Very well, Honorable.
Yes, Chair, thank you so much. I want to tell Honorable Daudi, when you talk of child abuse, it encompasses all forms of abuse, starting from physical abuse, psychosocial abuse, emotional abuse, as well as sexual and neglect. So if you focus on sexual alone, then you are leaving no other forms of abuse. And that's why I oppose the change, as instead we are supposed to retain what is already existing there. Thank you, Chair.
Very well, the Honorable John Kiari.
Honorable Chair, I thank you. And this committee stands to support the amendment that has been brought by the Honorable Aden Dawood, and for good reason. On the issue that is being raised by Honorable Oundo, it is to understand that in this new world, there are so many laws that shall be affected by the advancements in the emerging technologies that are not covered in substantive laws elsewhere. And so what we are doing is to make sure that we are treating the maladies that already exist, and we are seeing the effect of these maladies, because we do not legislate in vain, Mr. Chairman. And so this committee stands to support the amendment that has been brought here by Honorable Aden, and it was prosecuted at length. The matters you're hearing being brought up, Chairman, were prosecuted at the committee, and it was agreed that this is the way to go in light of the search and spin we did around all the other laws, and we saw what was missing, and that is what we seek to put in this clause 3. And so, Honorable Chair, the committee does support the amendment to amend clause 3 as was presented by Honorable Aden. Thank you very much, Chair.
I think we have received enough of the few comments that we should receive. I proceed to put the question. I now put the question that clause 3 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Dawood. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of that opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 3 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of that opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 4.
I propose the question that clause 4 be part of the bill. No amendments. I now put the question that clause 4 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of that opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 5.
I propose the question that clause 5 be part of the bill. Mover. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, the proposal here is that clause 5 of the bill be amended in paragraph A by inserting the words email or immediately after the word or, and in paragraph B, by inserting the words email or immediately after the word or. Honorable Chair, why we seek to do this? And I wish Honorable Undo could listen to this, Honorable Chair, and you can protect me from the consultations.
Order, Honorable Undo.
What we are observing with the trends, Honorable Chair, is that fishing is becoming the order of the day. And what we are seeking to do here is to ensure that the phishing attacks which can be executed by use of hyperlinks that are embedded in multimedia messages or rich communications, we deal with that. Honorable Chair, today you're not only able to send a message as text only. Today you're able to send multimedia text, you're able to send rich text, and what we are seeking to do, Honorable Chair, is to avert these increasing incidences of phishing. And so, Honorable Chair, I do propose that clause 5 be amended as appears on the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed by the chair.
And it is fishing with a PH.
Yes, the Honorable Zamzam.
Mheshimiwa Chair, kama alivyosema Mheshimiwa Kiare, ni kweli sio email peke yake ambayo yatumika sasa. Mtandao umepanuka na mtu aweza kutuma message kubwa kubwa na ikaweza kuaffect watu. Kwa hivyo Mheshimiwa Chair, na mimi naweza kusupport, na usisumbuliwe Daudi, uko sawa kabisa. Siku hizi tuko terrorize ina definition yake tofauti tofauti. Kwa hiyo hata hiyo ambayo umesema iko tick kabisa. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Chair.
Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 5 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 6.
I propose the question that clause 6 be part of the bill. Chair.
Honorable Chair, I do propose that clause 6, that the bill be amended by deleting clause 6 and substituting therefore the following new clause. That clause 6 now shall be reading that the principal act is amended by inserting the following new section immediately after section 46. Where a person has been convicted of an offense related to the promotion of unlawful activities, inappropriate sexual content of a minor, terrorism or religious extremism and cultism, and the person was using a computer system, website or digital device in contravention of this act, the court may A, order the person to remove the content or materials from the computer system, website or digital device, order the person to close or deactivate the computer system, website or digital device, or C, make such orders as the court may deem appropriate. Section 2, notwithstanding subsection 1, where an authorized person believes that a computer system, website or digital device is being used to promote unlawful activities, inappropriate sexual content of a minor, terrorism or religious extremism and cultism, the authorized person may apply to court for 1, an order for removal of the content or materials from the computer system, website or digital device, an order for closure or deactivation of the computer system, website or digital device, or such orders as may be necessary. Honorable Chair, every member will agree with us that these should actually have existed in the Mother Act when it was written. The incidences of inappropriate sexual content, unlawful activities, sexual content of a minor, terrorism or religious extremism and cultism has been perpetuated using devices, using computers, using websites, and using other platforms, including social media platforms. So what we are doing, Honorable Chair, is to fortify this very important law the Computer Misuse and Cyber Act, Cybercrimes bill, so that we bring it to the times that we are in and to make it fit for purpose, not only for now, but into the future. And also to protect citizens, including members of parliament and other people who are in other offices who have become subjects of attack using these devices in the manner that I described. I thank you, Honorable Chair, and we shall be saving a lot of agony to the people that we represent by just making this amendment. Honorable Chair, I do move.
The Honorable Daud had... okay. But let's prosecute this one first. So you will hold your horses, Honorable Daud. I propose the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed by the chair. I take it again. I now propose the question that clause 6 be amended as proposed by the chair. Yes, I hear yes, the Honorable Lachi.
Thank you, Chair. I know I've been trying. I really wanted clause 3, but it is part of the same. And I want to first support and just say, remember there was a time we had so many complaints. And when you look at our PR that has come from the EU, you realize we are facing a lot of child abuse in terms of sexual and pornography. And so this comes in now to cure that challenge that they have been telling us that we have. So I want to thank the chair and to tell him. The other thing is this issue of somebody just picking your words and then just taking your photo without even saying the words you've been saying and just put other words on your photo. I'm hoping this will cure that also. So Mr. Chair, we just want to say there are a lot that needs to be fed into this, and then we need to bring out the meaningful so that even when somebody knows what we are saying, does not just look at the word, but must get the meaning of what we mean with these words. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, the Chair for Agriculture.
Honorable Chair, I stand to support this particular amendment. Honorable Chair, if there is anything that this law will do to us as a people is protect our dignity. Because many times, members of parliament, executives in this country, and other very innocent Kenyans are attacked in the social media. In most cases, they have absolutely no dealing with whatever is presented. And if this particular amendment gives us that cushion, it will protect many people in this country. Honorable Chair, I support.
The Honorable Zamzam.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika, na mimi nataka kuunga mkono kipengee hichi Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa sababu utapata mtandao watu wamekuwa wakitumia vibaya. Atachukua picha ya Mama Zamzam na maandishi yake ama yale maneno ambayo niliyazungumza, anayapunguza kisha anaweza kuinterpret vingine tofauti ili kuweza kunidhuru Mheshimiwa Spika. Na mimi nataka hii iende kwa wale ambao wanatumia mitandao. Wajue leo tunatunga sheria, watu wengi wameenda wamejiua, wamejifanya vibaya kwa sababu mtu kuchukua advantage na kuweza kupost vitu ambavyo haviko sawa Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa hiyo mimi na support na unga mkono, na wajue sasa sheria imetoka. Kila mtu afanye adabu yake kwenye mtandao. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 6 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as that opinion say aye? Will as many of the opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable Dawood had an amendment on this, but you are withdrawing. Just go on record.
Yeah, Chair, I'm dropping the amendment. I will go with the one of the chairman.
I now put the question that clause 6 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of the opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 2.
I propose the question that clause 2 be part of the bill. Chair.
Honorable Chair, I do propose that clause 2 of the bill be amended. A, in paragraph A, by deleting the word or appearing immediately after the word device, and B, in paragraph B, by inserting the word password immediately after the word address in the definition of the term identity theft, deleting of the term, the definition of the term SIM card, and inserting the following new definitions in their proper alphabetical sequence. Computer misuse refers to the unauthorized use, modification, or access to a computer system, program, or data. And cybercrime refers to an offense committed through the use of information and communication technology to target networks, systems, data, websites, or technology, or to facilitate a crime. And Honorable Chair, these definitions are important. You're realizing that this space is ever evolving, and legislation has to catch up with all the developments in this space, the emerging technology space. And so, the word "or" appearing immediately after the word "device" in the definition of access changes the meaning of the clause, since the purpose of using a device is actually to gain access to a program or data. Secondly, the inclusion of the word "password" in the definition of identity theft is necessary, Honorable Chair, as a password is considered a personal data that is linked to an identifiable person, and since it is used to access a person's personal account or information. And this does speak, again, Honorable Chair, to what we were working on phishing, because phishing seeks to steal your identity, your information, your personal data. And so the word "password" is one such personal data. Finally, the deletion of the word "SIM card" is necessary. When the committee went through the bill, we found out that the word will not be used in the bill and act after deletion of the proposed clause 6 of the bill, which seeks to introduce a new section 42A on an unauthorized SIM card swap. So, Honorable Chair, these are straightforward because they are just definitions, and I pray the House would agree with me. Finally, Honorable Chair, while I still have the floor, let me use this very premium stage to appeal to our colleagues who are keen to see us tidy up this space, especially in the judiciary, that this piece of legislation is a critical piece of legislation, the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Law. Honorable Chair, when we formulated this law in 2019, we ran into a lot of troubles with our courts, Mr. Chairman. Ultimately, the same courts that were having a problem with this law ended up in the problems that we were trying to resolve after they had suspended some clauses. So, Honorable Chair, we are moving these new amendments in very good faith because we know it would assist not only the citizens, not only the people who are serving in places like where judicial officers serve, but everybody, Mr. Speaker. So this is done to just catch up with the changes in the emerging technologies, and allow me to congratulate Honorable Aden for such a judicious job he has done in combing through the Cybercrime Act and proposing such good amendments that fortify this very useful piece of legislation. I thank you, Honorable Chair.
I propose the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by the chair. Yes, the Honorable Zamzam.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika, na mimi pia niweze kuunga mkono especially clause 6 ambayo hapa kuna mambo ya swim swap. Mheshimiwa Spika, kuna watu hata wamepelekwa katika vituo vya polisi.
Honorable Zamzam,
Mheshimiwa Spika.
Order, Honorable Zamzam. We are on clause 2.
We are in clause 2.
Very well. Proceed on clause 2.
Okay. Mheshimiwa Spika, cybercrime imekuwa ikiendelea sana katika taifa hili. Na niweze kumwambia ndugu yangu Daudi na Kiare, kama kuna kitu kizuri mmefanyia wananchi wa Kenya ni kuleta huu mswada wa kuweza kuweka marekebisho katika matumizi mabaya ya mtandao. Mheshimiwa Chair, Wakenya wengi wanahangaika na mambo haya. Mtu hata akienda kushtaki anaambiwa hakuna sheria ambayo imetimilizika kuweza kuwachukulia hatua. Kwa hiyo hino sheria clause 2, mimi nataka nikupongeze sana Kiare na ndugu yangu Daudi. Hii itaweza kuweka Kenya inyoroshwe, manake watu walitumia ile freedom of speech speech, mtu kuweza kumtatiza mwananchi mwenzake vile anavyotaka, kumwekea mambo ambayo hana, wengine wanachukuliwa uchi wanawekwa kwenye mtandao, waunganishwa na sura za watu wengine. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, hii itaweza kuiweka jamii ya Kenya straight na Kenya itaenda mbele tukiwa na heshima. Mheshimiwa Spika, asante sana.
Asante sana Honorable Undo.
Chair, while it's laudable for these amendments, but I think we are being overreactionary. And as I've always told the young people, if you don't have thick skins, if you don't have enough shock absorbers, if you don't have a big heart, then don't join public service, don't join public space. Because whichever way, you'll be ridiculed, either in person, in social media, all over. It's normal life. It's normal life for a particular politician or a person in public space. But I totally agree, there must be some kind of decorum, some kind of respect. We must put some bit of manners in criticism, in challenges. But we should not be too restrictive. Don't fear, Zamzam. If they show your beautiful face, we allow. Don't punish little small boys and girls. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
May we hear from Honorable Achi?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, while I listen to Prof, I want to allow the Chair and to tell you, you realize the challenges we are going to go through because of our visas. And one of the things that is going to hurt Kenya, as much as we are laughing, and this is going to cure, because what all embassies are doing, Chair, is to stay with your passport. I even know a member of parliament who is here, the passport has been 1 month. They're just looking at it, looking at all your social media. So we have to bring in caution for our children who would wish to go for studies abroad, but they might find no space to go because of what they don't know. And number two, Chair, what I want our Chair to think through, even as we go through this, that if I have the first SIM card that you know is for Beatrice Elachi, the second SIM card must be of Beatrice Elachi. The third, you don't need that SIM card, because 2 SIM cards are enough. And if you're really a serious person, you need 3, 4 SIM cards, then you pay for it. But you must be the person who is owning that SIM card. Thank you, Chair.
There was another interest, or it died out? Okay. Mzee wa Kazi, Honorable.
Mr. Speaker, civility in the management of our public affairs is not a sign of cowardice. I want to commend the chair of ICT committee and my colleague, the Honorable Aden, for thinking out of the box. Because the reason why the people of Kenya have decided for now for us to be their leaders is to provide guidance, to provide leadership without fear, without favor, and without abrogating their rights. The reason why they are, today you can do anything. Issues that even threaten our sovereignty, our security, the very fabric of our society. And yet we want to remain an independent, sovereign republic, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is not punitive. This is just guidance. You have been told, follow the procedures. You have been told, respect the due process. You have been told, don't be too abusive. And there's nothing better than we can do as the legislative arm of the Republic of Kenya. And therefore, I want to commend you for doing this. And my only solace to those who will be using this, hoping that the President is going to assent to this, you are being guided positively, because, you see, there are certain things that you must do at certain stage actually in your life. When you are a young person, there are certain things that you must always be concerned with. But a time will come when retrospectively you will say, I wish I was told. I wish this happened. And because the world now is becoming a global village, I think the best we can do right now is to offer legislative guidance in the use of this facility, whether it's AI, whether it's computer generated. And I think what we are doing is the right thing. There's nothing to fear. Go on, and I hope and pray that once we pass this, the President is going to assent to this, and this will offer proper guidance to those who want to use this facility.
Very well, ranking member, and veteran Adan Kenan, I think you have guided well. Unless otherwise, allow me now to put the question. What's the information, Chair?
Honorable Chair, it could not have been said better than how our ranking member put it in terms of civility. But to rebuttal what Honorable Professor Undo, the Honorable Member for Dagoretti South, and even what has been said by our very ranking member, these are things that we might need to consider, Honorable Chair. One, in these amendments, we were so restrained to ensure that we are not going above board in terms of tidying up our law. Secondly, the need for it, knowing that Professor Undo is a scientist, he would appreciate this, that in Kenya today, we are being told that out of the entire globe, Kenyans are the biggest users of open AI, and especially ChatGPT, and all the other risks that come with that. Secondly, globally, the time people are spending online, on average, is around 2 hours, 13 minutes. But in Kenya, the average is around 4 hours, 12 minutes. Meaning that if a Kenyan is awake for 8 hours, there are Kenyans who spend half of their day on social media, with all the incumbent risks.
Make it short.
Thirdly, and very most importantly, for the figures that a professor would understand, the concern on misinformation globally is standing at around 53%. But in Kenya, the concern on misinformation is at 83%. How more pervasive would we allow our society to be? That out of 10 posts that you see, chances are that 8.3 of them are fake, misinformation, malinformation, disinformation, or toxic. So, Honorable Chair, I think we are well in our place to fortify our laws to guard ourselves against some of these exposures. Thank you very much, Chair.
I now put the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by the Chair. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. We have another amendment by Honorable Aden?
Yes, he wants back, but it's something that I will drop also. I had proposed an amendment on clause 2, but Chair, I am dropping that amendment.
Very well, you have gone on record. I now put the question that clause 2, as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of our contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Title.
I propose the question that the title be the title of the bill. I now put the question that the title be the title of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 1.
I propose the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Mover, do the reporting.
Honorable Chairman, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41 of 2024, and its approval thereof with amendments.
Honorable members, I now put the question, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41 of 2024, and its approval thereof with amendments. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Very well, we are done.
Honorable members, Mr. Speaker.
start with which one? This cancer. We start with the cancer prevention. What's the first there? Yeah, the chairperson on the cancer prevention bill. Chairperson to report to the House. No, the chairperson was Honorable Mboko Milemba.
Oh, sorry.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the whole House has considered the President's recommendations to the Cancer Prevention and Control Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 45 of 2022, and its approval thereof without amendments, therefore deleting all substantive clauses of the bill.
The mover to move agreement with the report.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House agree with the committee in the said report. I also request Honorable Professor Ondo to second the motion for agreement with the report of the committee of the whole House.
Honorable Wilberforce Ondo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I second.
Honorable members, I propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. In the mood of the House that I put the question. Honorable members, I now put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. As many as are of that opinion say aye. As many as are of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Yeah, honorable members, I hope the House understands the import of that resolution. Just for the record, it means that the House, having agreed with the President's recommendations to the Cabinet, to the Cancer Prevention Control Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 45 of 2022, that bill is lost because you essentially deleted all its clauses. So that should be on record. Next. Yeah, the chairperson to report to the House with regard to the computer misuse bill.
Very well, Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the whole House has considered the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41 of 2024, and approved the same with amendments.
Mover to move agreement with the report.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report, and I also request Honorable Kiarie, Chairperson of the ICT Committee, to second the motion for agreement with the report of the Committee of the whole House.
Honorable Kiarie, John.
Honorable Speaker, I do second. Thank you very much.
Yeah, honorable members, I put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Did I propose the question or I put? I proposed. For the avoidance of doubt, I want to repeat what we did, just to be sure. Honorable members, I propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Is it the mood of the House that I put the question? Honorable members, I now put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. As many as are of that opinion say aye. As many as are of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. The mover to move third reading.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41 of 2024, be now read a third time. I also request Honorable Kiarie to second.
Honorable John Kiarie.
Honorable Speaker, this is an amazing job that the House has done this afternoon. We all know the history of the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Law, starting in 2019 when this House passed it the first time. It went through a lot of speed bumps, especially in the courts of justice, in the judiciary. And Mr. Speaker, you being a person who understands how that side of the government works, you know that there are some individuals in judiciary who are regretting some of the actions that they had taken on this act. So what we have done this afternoon is to fortify a very important piece of legislation as country is dealing with emerging technologies and how they can be used not for negativity, but for productivity. We've got amazing minds in Kenya. We've got people who can code. We've got great developers. We've got young people who are graduating in engineering, in cybercrime, and all these efforts of rolling out backbone fiber, rolling out connectivity, rolling out last mile connectivity. For us to be able to have good space in the interwebs, it is good to have laws and frameworks that take care of this. So, Honorable Speaker, I second.
Honorable members, I propose the question, which is that the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41 of 2024, be now read a third time. The Honorable Zamzam.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika, na mimi niweze kuchukua fursa hii kuweza kupongeza kamati andalizi ambao wameshughulikia masuala ya cybercrime ama utumizi mbaya wa mtandao. Mheshimiwa Spika, Mheshimiwa Spika, ni dhahiri dunia ya sasa mambo yanaenda ndivyo sivyo, na hasa katika taifa letu tumeona mtandao ukitumiwa vibaya na ikawa hakuna sheria ambayo inaweza ikawekwa kuwa kuchukuliwa hatua wale wanaotumia mtandao mbaya. Mheshimiwa Spika, tumeona mpaka viongozi wanawekwa kwenye majeneza. Tumeona watu, mama ya mtu anawekwa uchi kwenye mtandao. Tumeona mambo mazito sana yakifanywa watu. Mheshimiwa Spika, mpaka mtu anachukua uhai wake kwa kuona kuwa ameaibika, amedhalilika kwenye mtandao. Mheshimiwa Spika, na kuna wengine pia anatumia hii sim card, ana sim card karibu 60, anatukana na hii, akitoka anachukua hii, anachukua hii, kwa sababu anajua hakuna sheria ambayo inaweza kampin down na yeye kuchukuliwa hatua. Mheshimiwa Spika, taifa la Kenya lazima liongozwe kwenye mazingira ambayo mtu ndiyo ana haki ya kutoa ile mazungumzo yake ama freedom of speech. Mheshimiwa Spika, lakini asiitumie vibaya kumdhalilisha Mkenya mwenzake. Na Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi kama mama Mombasa, mimi nataka kusema kuwa napongeza sana kwa sababu watu wengi sana wamedhalilika. Sisi wenyewe hata wabunge tunatukanwa usiku na mchana. Kama umenichagua kama kiongozi wako na unaona mimi pengine sijakufaa, ngoja siku ya kura ikifika uende kwa debe ukaniondoe kwenye kura. Lakini kutumia mtandao kuweza kunidhalilisha, mimi ni mama ya mtu, mimi ni mzazi, mimi ni Mkenya kama wewe, unaenda unatoa vitu ambavyo haviko, unasambaza habari ambazo haziko. Mheshimiwa Spika, jamani, kama kuna mtu ana furaha siku ya leo, Mheshimiwa Spika, ni mama Zamzam. Manake Mombasa ilikuwa imeanza kudorora. Mheshimiwa Spika, watoto wameharibika, wanatumiwa na wapinzani, wanakuja wanaweka habari ambazo sizo za sawa, lakini ukienda kushtaki jaji anakuambia hakuna sheria ambayo za kunifanya mimi nichukue hatua. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi nataka kusema akili kama za Kiare, akili kama za ndugu yetu Daudi ndio akili zinatakikana katika hii taifa. Watoto sisi tumewapeleka makanisani na tunaabudu nao ili wao watoto ambao wako straight. Kama una shida na kiongozi, ngojea baadaye. Kama una shida na jirani yako, una shida na mtu yoyote, wewe ngoja mambo usuluhishe kisawa kuliko kumweka kwenye mitandao na kutumia mbinu tofauti tofauti kumtukana. Asante.
The Honorable Beatrice Elachi is recognized.
Yes, it's third reading. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we are all here saying we put the question. But today I want to thank my chair, Kiari, and Dawood. Mr. Speaker, you realize what we have gone through. You know, sometimes we do it, but we forget the effects that this thing has had. Today, when you look at our Kenyan in Tanzania, I think they salute you today because of the pain they have gone through. And I know they're going to go through a lot of pain even after those elections. So let us not just take it very lightly. They have gone through pain. They even ask us, some even call us, you want to tell us in our country, we can't just put in a law that will respect everyone's space. You know, the biggest challenge of all this is when someone infringes in your private space and then now takes advantage for that private space. And I think that is what we are curing, Mr. Speaker. And so, Mr. Speaker, it is important as leaders to sometimes face the hardest battle, but deal with it. I remember, Mr. Speaker, on Sunday, Pastor Rocky of Mavuno said that what you meditate on is what will be your tomorrow's mindset. What we are trying to avoid is what our children will meditate on because this space is just direct to them. And tomorrow's mindset will now start thinking better. It will start thinking to respect that flag of Kenya. It will start thinking when someone comes on the social media and speaks and you wonder whether he's still in this country called Kenya and he's a foreigner and he takes advantage of everything. So, Mr. Speaker, as I finalize, I want to say thank you for us being bold enough. The ones who remained in this house, we've been bold enough to face this and say enough is enough. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Undo, what is burning?
I just want to put a point. Indeed, let me commend Dawood. Many times members prepare bills, but to get to this level, sometimes it's a Herculean task. It's a long, rigorous process, and we should encourage as many members as possible to bring as many bills as possible so that we improve on the existing laws, we fill in the missing gaps, so that we have a progressive society. I just wish to commend that we seem to believe that this particular bill is targeting a certain category of people, is for the safety of some leaders, probably people in public space. But we should try also as much as possible as
Honorable Undo, why are you imputing belief on members?
No, I'm just saying, Honorable Speaker, people in public space are not only here. They're in government, they're in the executive, they're in the judiciary, they're church leaders.
Kainan is on a point of order.
Mr. Speaker, because I know as a seasoned lawyer, you have already noted what the Honorable Dr. Oundo was trying to insinuate. This is a deliberative house. This bill has gone through all the stages. Actually, what you have done right now is a favor. We should have concluded this bill long ago. Towards the tail end, casting aspersions on the integrity, the mindset of all the members who have participated in this bill in all the stages, in my opinion, is not acceptable. Will I be right, Mr. Speaker, to ask the Honorable Dr. Oundo to apologize, to withdraw, apologize, because we are not here to waste our time. We are here to legislate and pass a bill that in our minds, we think will add value. If he doesn't believe in it, he has the right to vote against it. If he doesn't believe in it, he has had all the time actually to participate in the debate. But towards the tail end, casting aspersion, and for those of us who are here, for those of us who are participating in this bill, is unacceptable. Can he withdraw, apologize, so that we can move to the next stage?
Honorable Undo, you will withdraw the part of your contribution which imputes a belief only known to yourself among members.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. On that account,
in law we say Not even the devil may know what is in a man's mind.
Thank you. The devil that doesn't come across my mind. In respect to what probably members think I imputed the wrong motive, it was never my intention, and I would withdraw. I withdraw that particular aspect, but I just want to put it very clear that everybody in this country is obliged to lead and live a very straight life. We must, as a community, not castigate, not criminalize objective criticism, objective comments, or creativity. We just hope when the law comes into effect and the courts are called upon to interpret, they will interpret broadly to advance creativity, to advance a just society where everybody can put to order and to account for the activities. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Members, would I now put the question? Yes. No, Honorable Mboko Milemba, the question will be put while you are silent. Honorable members have confirmed the House as the requisite quorum for purposes of making a decision. And I therefore put the question, which is that the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 41 of 2024, be now read a third time. As many as are of that opinion say aye. As many as are of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act, Cap 79C, and for connected purposes.
Thank you, honorable members. Would the chairperson, in respect of the President's recommendations to the Wildlife Conservation Management Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 3 of 2023, now report to the House?
Very well, Honorable Speaker. I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the President's recommendations to the Wildlife Conservation and Management Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 3 of 2023, and its approval thereof without amendments.
The mover to move agreement with the report.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I also request Honorable Zamzam to second the motion for agreement with the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Mheshimiwa Spika, na mimi naunga mkono Committee of the Whole House kupitisha marekebisho ya mswada huu. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
Honorable members, I propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Is the mood of the House that I put the question? Honorable members, I now proceed to put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? Aye. The ayes have it. The chairperson in the matter of the National Police Service Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 23 of 2024, to report to the House.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the National Police Service Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 23 of 2024, and approved the same with amendments.
The Honorable Samuel attend here on behalf of the mover of the bill to move agreement with the report.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I also request the Honorable Kainan, the Member of Parliament for Elders, to second the motion for agreement with the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
The Honorable Adan Keinan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I second.
Honorable members, I propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. The Honorable Joseph Dena wants to speak to this. Absent. The Honorable Dr. John Mutunga, you want to speak to this? Is it therefore the mood of the House that I put the question? Honorable members, I put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. As many as are of that opinion say aye. As many as are of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. The mover of the bill to move third reading.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the National Police Service, Honorable Speaker, the mental well-being of police officers is something which concerns all of us. And because the police officers work in very, very difficult environment, we did not have a law to ensure that we take care of their mental issues. And so, Honorable Speaker, this piece of law is really going to help. It's really going to help us, manage the mental challenges that are facing the police officers across the country. Honorable Speaker, you are aware that there are many instances where police officers have misused their weapon of trade, the gun. Sometimes they have used the guns on their bosses, or they have used the guns on innocent Kenyans. And if you check, Honorable Speaker, in most cases, there are instances of mental challenges by those officers. So, Honorable Speaker, this bill is giving us a framework that is going to help us identify those police officers and be able to help them manage their mental challenges. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, I want to commend Honorable Masara for this, and also commend the committee that looked at this bill. Honorable Speaker, I would like to request Honorable Keinan to second.
The Honorable Adan Keinan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a good bill. It injects professionalism, it enhances good governance and accountability within the policing sector, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it also addresses public concern on police misconduct, corruption, and abuse of power, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it also clarifies the National Police Service mandate in relation to other security agencies. And therefore, this is a critical bill, and therefore, I want to commend the Honorable Masara and other groups who have gone through it diligently in order to ensure that the law is applied properly, effectively, so that our police officers, in particular, the security sector is a very sensitive sector of our society, and therefore, their work, their day-to-day activities must be treated with all the professionalism it requires, and therefore, as they take care of our security, we must also take care of their welfare. And this is what a decent society expected to undertake. And therefore, I support and second this, Mr. Speaker, again.
Honorable members, I propose the question, which is that the National Police Service Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 23 of 2024, be now read a third time. Honorable Beatrice Elachi wanted to speak to this. Is it the mood of the House that I put the question? Honorable members have confirmed the House is properly constituted for purposes of making decision. I therefore put the question, which is that the National Police Service Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 2023, I will read again. I therefore put the question, which is that the National Police Service Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 23 of 2024, be now read a third time. As many as are of that opinion say aye. As many as are of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the National Police Service Commission Act 2011.
Thank you very much, members, for that part of our House business today. Honorable Dr. Undo, these cybercrime issues, the day they'll come to you is the day you will appreciate what some of these legislative interventions are about. I will tell you more at the adjournment of the House later in the day. Revert to order number 7, just in respect of questions and statements.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Yeah, so the question by Honorable Mohamed Machele MP from Vita.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Request for a statement regarding the restoration of water supply infrastructure in Mombasa County. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the Provisional Standing Order 44.2c, I raised to request for a statement from the Chairperson of Departmental Committee on Blue Economy, Water and Irrigation regarding the restoration of water supply infrastructure in Mombasa County. Honorable Speaker, in December 2020, the Kenya National Highway Authority and the Kenya Railway undertook the construction of modern bridge at Makupa to improve road infrastructure connectivity between Mombasa Island and the mainland. This bridge also accommodated both the old meter gauge railway line and the new standard gauge railway, SGR. During the construction, critical ductile that supply water to Mombasa Island were removed. Notably, iron ductile DN 900mm and DN 600mm were removed in 2021 and 2022 respectively in order to pave the way for construction of the new Makupa Bridge. The inordinate delay is adversely affecting residents, causing widespread public outcry on imminent sanitation risk. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background I request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Department Committee on Blue Economy, Water and Irrigation on the following. 1. The status of the reinstallation of the size DN 900mm and DN 600mm water supply ductile that were removed during the construction of the Makupa Bridge. 2. Measures that the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation has put in place to ensure consistent water supply to the resident and institution on Mombasa Island, pending installation of the removed water supply ductile. And 3, the step being taken by the Ministry to fast-track the connection of removed water pipeline, including the timeline for completion. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
A Chairperson, the Blue Economy, Water and Irrigation Committee. Is the Vice Chairperson in the House? Do we have any member of that committee in the House? And the leadership will take responsibility for the absence of the committee leaders.
Yes, I do, and we will get the response in 2 weeks' time. We'll make sure that we get the response in 2 weeks' time.
Honorable Machele, 2 weeks' time, you'll have the response.
Mr. Speaker.
To your statement request.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, satisfactory. Question number 2 on order number 7. The question by the Honorable Felix Odiwuor, MP for Langata, directed to the Departmental Committee in charge of Communication, Information and Innovation.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Pursuant to the Standing Order 42.2c, I rise to request a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Communication, Information and Innovation regarding the provision of an express counter for emergency cases on the e-Citizen platform. Honorable Speaker, the e-Citizen digital platform was launched in 2014 as the primary digital gateway for accessing government services in this country, providing flexibility and eliminating the cost of traveling to physical government offices. While the platform has significantly enhanced services delivery by improving efficiency and accessibility, it is concerning that individuals facing urgent and time-sensitive situations, such as those requiring emergency medical travel documents, court orders, or other critical approvals, such as those who are traveling for prayers at the Hajj, are subjected to the same standard processing timelines as regular cases. Honorable Speaker, the absence of an express channel on the platform dedicated to emergency cases requiring instant service outside the preset timeframes limits the right to expeditious and efficient administrative action enshrined under the Article 47 of the Constitution. Further, the delays expose persons seeking emergency services to severe consequences, including potential loss of life, legal injustices, or missed critical deadlines. This situation raises necessary to incorporate priority service channel on the e-Citizen platform so as to make government digital services responsive to urgent needs of citizens. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Communication, Information and Innovation to address the following issues. 1. Reasons for the absence of an express counter or priority service option on the e-Citizen platform for handling emergencies such as urgent medical cases, travel permits, or legal matters. 2. Measures, if any, being considered to integrate an emergency response mechanism into the platform to facilitate the expedited processing of urgent applications in the line with Article 47 of the Constitution. And 3, plans by the ministry to formulate a policy to ensure that government digital services incorporate a clear, effective framework for handling emergency cases with the urgency they deserve. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Chair of the Departmental Committee in charge of Information, Communication and Innovation.
Honorable Speaker, I must admit that that's quite an innovative suggestion being made by the member for Langata, and we shall take it up as committee. I can see a committee member here, the Honorable Jamatia Sergon, and we will expedite it because he's asking for an express counter that fast tracks. So we shall also fast track his request, and in 2 weeks, we shall be tabling a response. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Felix Odiwuor.
We are talking about fast tracking issues here. The committee should also try and fast track this request, even if it's for a week. There is reasons why this is coming up. The need for this fast track line or a priority counter on e-Citizen should be fast tracked by, this is the Department of You should make sure that you can fast track this.
Honorable John Kiarie, the request by Honorable Jalango looks reasonable. Can this be done within a week and we have the...
Mr. Speaker, the committee is an effective committee, very efficient. And in fact, if it was committee business only, he could have received a response by Tuesday. But Honorable Speaker, you understand that the request is made to the committee, has to be channeled to the ministry. The ministry has to process it and make responses. And so we are accepting that it has to be fast-tracked. So the commitment we can give, Honorable Speaker, is that we will respond within 2 weeks. If we're able to respond earlier, we shall make sure that it is a fast-tracked response. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Felix Odiwuor, within 2 weeks includes a day after today. as soon as it is ready. I know you would agree that is reasonable now.
Kindly, can I have the microphone? Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And even as you fast track this request within the week, in the next few months, very, very important celebrations and prayers are coming in. Ramadan, and people will be moving to the Hajj. We need these services. As a member of parliament representing a larger part of the community that is Muslim, I would request this to be really.
And I know you come from the same county, work together and reach that end you want to reach in public interest, so that they move together. Question number 5. The question by Honorable Hussein Bare, MP for Tarbaj, directed to the Departmental Committee in charge of Energy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44.2c, I wish to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Energy regarding the implementation of the last mile connectivity in Tarbaj constituency. Honorable Speaker, the last mile connectivity program was launched as part of Vision 2030 to expand electricity access to households, schools, health facilities, and trading centers, particularly in rural and underserved areas. While the program has had a transformative impact in many regions by extending the national grid and spurring socio-economic growth, Tarbaj constituency in Wajir County continues to experience very low electricity penetration compared to the national average. This disparity has curtailed developments, slowed economic activity, and denied residents equal opportunities to access services and improve their livelihoods, despite the region's immense potential in trade, livestock, and other sectors. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Energy on the following. 1, a comprehensive status report on the current level of electricity connectivity in Tarbaj constituency, including connectivity rates, comparison with the national average, and progress achieved under the last mile connectivity program to date. Secondly, details of funds allocated and disbursed by the ministry towards last mile projects in Tarbaj constituency over the last 3 financial years, including how such funds have been utilized, the projects implemented, their level of completion, and the reasons for any stalled or rejected projects. Thirdly, a detailed account of all projects currently ongoing and those planned for implementation under the program in the current financial year, indicating timelines, targeted beneficiaries, and the funding earmarked for the completion. And fourthly, lastly, the ministry's long-term strategy and concrete measures to address and permanently resolve the persistent issues of low electricity penetration and poor connectivity in Tarbaj constituency and the wider northern Kenya. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chair, Departmental Committee, Energy, House Honorable Gikaria, MP for Nakuru Town. Vice Chair and the leadership of the majority side will take responsibility. The Honorable Adan Kainan, what is out of order?
Mr. Speaker, with due respect to the leadership of both sides, we have just resumed a few days ago. We have more than 50 plus chairs and vice chairs. You can see the house is almost.
No chair, no vice chair.
No chair, no vice chair.
Except Honorable John Kiari.
This is unacceptable. I can see my good friend there. Mr. Speaker, this is unacceptable. And this the chair, the speaker, should sound warning to the leadership of both sides to indulge their members, their leadership, either to forget their positions or come and participate in the deliberations of the House. This is unfair to the taxpayers. This is unfair to the members. It's even unfair to the leaders themselves. The question by Honorable Hussein is a pertinent question that cuts across all the entire region of northern Kenya, and yet there's nobody to respond. This is not a privileged position. This is supposed to provide servant leadership. You are not there when you are required, and yet you want to carry that title. This is unacceptable. This has been discussed. We want to send our good friend here, the Honorable Naomi. Talk to your members. Talk to the chairs and vice chairs to be part of the deliberations of the House or vacate their positions. It's unfair to us, for those of us who are believers in this August House. It's unfair to us to address an empty house, an empty chamber. This must be taken seriously. It's unfair to the taxpayers. It's unfair to us. It's unfair to the appointed authority. This must be addressed, Mr. Speaker. This cannot be the norm. This cannot be the norm. It must be addressed. I rest my case.
The Honorable Jematia.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I also want to add to what Honorable Kainan is putting across. It is very tragic, Mr. Speaker. And if you look around, you'll always notice that there are specific members who sit throughout the House, who are dedicated to do their job. Yes, including myself. But unfortunately, while we are ready to serve and do our diligent job, it is very unfortunate that most of the leadership of the House, which is highly comprised of men, they are the ones who always decide most of the things. And it's unfortunate because Naomi, who is a deputy whip, has always been sitting here. And I want to congratulate her because she's doing a very tremendous job. If you look around in the leadership, for instance, the committees, you realize out of all the departmental committees, it's only one woman. And many times, and likewise to vice, sometimes we feel bad because maybe the leadership, president included, should sit down and reward women so that this job of the floor of the House and the House should be probably done better. And not to say that men are not doing, but it has been tested that many times we come here, we wait for almost 10, 15 minutes without quorum. Honestly, it is not fair. And I want to say what Honorable Kainan is saying, this is not a privileged job. It is a duty that we have been duly given by the people of Kenya to give service and render service to everyone in this country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Let me allow two more members who always attend House proceedings to say something to this before I give my ruling, then we proceed. The Honorable Basil.
Yes, thank you, Chair. I think I agree with the honorable members. Maybe the chairs, most of them, they are maybe third, fourth, or even second term MPs. Maybe they are tired. And simply because we have young members of parliament who are ready to do the job, it is high time to consider young members of parliament without looking at the seniority. Because we have chairs who are third term, second term, fourth term, who are never in the House. So it is simple. It is a time to reverse the trend and give young members of parliament who are willing, who have the energy, who have the zeal to contribute. It is so tragic. Taxpayers are paying money. Parliament is always empty. This is so worrying. So, Chair, you have the duty to make a ruling so that we set a precedence for the order of this House to be restored. Thank you.
Do we have any committee chair who is a first-time MP who is in the House? None is in the House. And by the way, this is the first parliament where first-time MPs have been made chairs. So even first-time MPs who are chairs are not in the House. The Honorable Caleb Amisi.
Thank you, Speaker. You know, as a vice chair of an audit committee, I'm tempted to defend my colleagues in the sense that we should not offer blanket condemnation. There are chairs who have done very good. You can see the chair for agriculture is here, nodding, and my vice, I'm here. I think, Speaker, this issue has been conversed before in the previous parliaments, and the Speaker, I think, made a rule into it that in the absence of the chair, at least the vice should be there. And especially when the matters concerning that committee are before the House, like the questions in relation to that committee, the order paper comes early, and we are able to go through and they know that a question in relation to a committee is coming up. I think that's where now we call for moral responsibility, that you know the matter that is coming before the House is in respect to your committee. So just appear either the chair, in the absence of the chair, because we do agree that we are also moving towards the election, and some members are also very keen enough to return back to this parliament. So we may not just offer blanket condemnation, Mr. Speaker. There are also good vice chairs. Like me, you can see I'm here, Speaker.
Lastly, Honorable Dr. Wilberforce Oundo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Truly speaking, sometimes it's an embarrassment to the people of Kenya. MPs are elected to represent, oversight, and legislate. Honorable Speaker, legislation happens here. Representation happens here. Oversight happens here. It baffles many of us, how can an MP fail to attend a parliament sitting, the plenary? I've never understood. I'm doing my second term, and I've been consistent enough. Probably Honorable Kenan being the father of the House, probably one time you'll have to apply to understand why would somebody fail to attend the sitting of the House. Honorable Speaker, the failure to attend the issue of the sitting of the House has no gender dimension. As we sit here, I can see only 3 ladies, 4. I can only see, my eyes can only show me 4 ladies. So probably if my eyes has not seen you, it has something else. So, Honorable Speaker, and yet we have very many lady MPs. So it should not be categorized as if it's a gender issue. It's a problem cutting across all over. And Honorable Speaker, we have been with you here. The last time, there was a little more vibrance in the debates, attendance of Parliament. But truly speaking, this particular term, 13th Parliament, has seen the worst attendance of plenary. That can go on record. I don't have the statistics, but it ought to go on record. Even if you look, it has been the worst. And Honorable Speaker, we have always insisted, the chairs and the vice chairs, but the privilege bestowed upon them, should be the very first people to attend Parliament sitting and be the very last people to leave. Secondly, the leadership. The majority side, there's only one soul left. The minority side, the entire bench is empty. So when will the minority oversight the majority? It's an issue that those who sit in House leadership, who sit in Liaison Committee, who are privileged to get closer to the powers that be, you need to go and discuss, apply your mind. If there are any incentives to be given to a member of Parliament to attend sitting plenary, needs to be given so. But others, it's a personal responsibility to attend Parliament and represent your people. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
So, the Honorable Naomi Wako, you want to commit on behalf of the chair? Or you want to say something?
Yes, Chair. I want to commit on behalf of the chair
before you commit,
and also say something. Okay.
Yeah, before you commit, let me just say something, honorable members. I've been here since the 11th Parliament. At no start of any parliamentary proceedings did we ever lack quorum. I sat in this parliament again for 5 years with Honorable TJ Kajwang, Honorable Keinan, and several of us here. Honorable Mutunga, Honorable John Kiari, I see Honorable Kwame Adipo, Honorable Yula. We've been here in the 12th Parliament. At no time did the House start without quorum. I may look at the answer, but it never happened. In the 13th Parliament, the House is starting virtually on a daily basis without quorum. The Speaker comes, sits here, the bell has to be rung. It's becoming a tradition. We've met and met over quorum. And if the chairs and the vice chairs were to attend, there would be no such a hitch at the beginning or throughout proceedings. I'm remitting this matter because I remember even when we were going for recess, the entire leadership met, and this was an issue discussed. Quorum, being present in the House so that the businesses the members are bringing to the House, addressing matters of concern to the Kenyans we represent, can be dealt with properly. I'm remitting this matter to the substantive Speaker for communication. But even as we wait for that communication, let me remind the chairs that this is the last time. This is the last time while presiding in this House that I will send or require the leadership of Parliament to commit on behalf of a committee. The situation we are having here is not acceptable. The chair is not there. The vice chair is not there. No single member of the committee is there in the House. Yet the standing order was published in the evening yesterday. We've had the standing order since morning to notify all of us of the business that is coming before the House. And so these committees knew there was a matter on the order paper requiring the leadership of the committee. I will never remit a matter such as this to House leadership to commit on. Let me just say, I'll direct that if I have to do so, so long as I'm a speaker on this seat, that will not happen. I'll make my own communications on that day. For this instance alone, allow me to remit this matter to the substantive Speaker for communication. And now request Honorable Naomi Wako to commit on behalf of the Chair, Departmental Committee on Energy. Oh, we have the Minority Leader. Yes, the Minority Leader is recognized to speak. He takes precedence. Honorable Naomi Wako, you will sit. Take your seat.
Mr. Speaker, I've keenly followed the debate of the House, and especially on matters of attendance. And you've put it very well, Mr. Speaker, that on a Tuesday or on a Wednesday or Thursday like today, when there is business of the House, at 2:30 p.m. when the House is starting, we have quorum problems. But I want to agree with one of my colleagues, one of the members here, who said that those people who have been given responsibilities as chairs and vice chairs must be in the House. You see, if you are given much is expected of you. If you take the role of, responsibility, you must be able to do it. The Speaker, why should you be a chair of a committee and you are never in the House? You only want to come to the House when there is a matter concerning your committee only. And all the other time you are away. Mr. Speaker, I think this is a matter that we need to address properly. We need to have a kamkunji and agree. If maybe we reduce the time of sitting, maybe we sit once a week, that if people think that they cannot sit 3 days a week, let them, forego any and reduce their allowances and sit for 1 day in a week, like the way, elders sit. And then you finish your business and you go home. But Mr. Speaker, there's also element of engagement on other official businesses. Some of the members also might be away on official engagement. Some of them might be sitting in committees. Mr. Speaker, there are, committees that are going on in Bunge Towers. This constitution has changed the format of Parliament. Parliament used to transact in the previous constitution through plenary, all it is business majorly, by having, questions, by having ministers and those kind of people in the House. But now, after the new constitution, Parliament became, more of a, it does its business more in committees, where all matters are referred to different committees. And then that makes now members spend a lot of time in committees. I know today alone there were around 8 committees that were sitting, where the executive was answering questions. And those committee sessions sometimes take long. They're supposed to end by 1, but some of them end up ending at 4:30, 3:30, when the plenary is sitting. But that cannot be also the excuse alone, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, this is a matter that we need to tell our whips. The business of whipping members to the House is not the business of majority leader or minority leader. It is the business of the whips. It is their work to go and whip members to come to the chamber. Yes, you go and you can even look for them in their houses and send them messages and tell them, my friend, it is time for sitting. That is why you are called a whip. You are supposed to whip people and cane them if you can. So I think the whips also must take their work more serious than this and whip members to attend sittings of the House. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, I want to congratulate members, a few of them, who are always present in the House, who take their business seriously, who attend bills, and as the leadership, we will reward them handsomely by promoting them now to chairmanship and remove the ones who have not taken their work seriously, Mr. Speaker. And I will start, Honorable Oundo is saying, I start with him. He is just developing some small DNA of Wamunyoro. If he can change that, then he qualifies. Then he qualifies. Mr. Speaker, when we did his blood samples the other day, tests at the ODM laboratory, there were some small traces of Wamunyoro in him. But we are trying to give him antibiotic dose. We are trying to treat him. There's an ODM laboratory, Mr. Speaker, in Kilimani area. So when they say something in you, they take your blood, they take it to the ODM laboratory, they check. The result that came out the other day was Undo's blood has some traces of Wamunyoro, small traces, which are treatable. So we have given him a dose of antibiotics. Now he's on antibiotics for the next 2 weeks. He was still monitoring him in the general ward. So we shall see how it was. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Undo, if any jam would prevent your elevation, I will deal with it. Why don't you, Honorable KJ, allow Honorable Dr. Naomi Wako? No, there is nothing out of order. Yeah, okay. What is out of order?
Honorable Speaker, while I appreciate the eloquence and the brilliance and the wit of the minority leader, I'd like to inform him that Wamunyoro is actually an actual village in Madera constituency. And Wamunyoro is a very good village. He might have been making a reference using a moniker to an individual. And the moniker that would be applicable probably would be Wamitego, because the person is bastardize an entire village that is of very great citizens in the constituency of Madera is totally out of order. So, Honorable Speaker, I think he might have been referring maybe to a character by the name of Wamitego, but Wamunyoro itself is a great village, Mr. Speaker, and he can correct that.
The correction is noted. I don't believe the minority leader wants to say more.
Mr. Speaker, I agree with Honorable KJ. I actually meant Wamitego. But the problem, Wamitego has done a shrine in Wamunyoro. So I'm talking about the shrine of Wamunyoro, Wamitego in Wamunyoro, the shrine, where people are visiting. And I'm told when you go there, you must carry a goat. And the goat must be a black one. So I don't know how you'll find one. So, Mr. Speaker, And then that is how you end up getting in the mutego there. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to conclude by saying that let us take the business of the House very serious. You can see, we are here, even us. I saw a member saying that, oh, the leadership, the minority leadership, their bench is empty. No, I'm just in the next door here listening to what you people are saying. When you raise things which are not in tandem with my manifesto, I come in and I tell you, no, you are wrong. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Minority Leader, and thank you for the caution to the leaders to be always in attendance. The Honorable Naomi Wako.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As I commit, I also want to add some 2-3 things. Number one, I want to congratulate Honorable Bare for coming up with this question, which covers the entire northern and northeastern. And my suggestion is, when you get the response, please invite those of us who come from those marginalized areas so that we can also chip in and also give our input and also make proper requests on behalf of all our people. The other thing is, I will make sure that as soon as possible, we get the full information and proper response so that those areas which have been marginalized and remain behind up to today will also be given a lot of attention in this particular area. Number two, I want to tell the minority leader that as whips we are doing our work. Many other, in fact, I have lost a lot of weight because I have been running up and down, especially when we are on session. I have been going 3 to 4 times, you know, going to the restaurant and coming back and just whipping members. Unfortunately, I cannot go to people's homes and remove them from their homes, but we will do all the other things, send messages and make sure that they come in. The other thing, when we formed the broad-based government, Honorable Speaker, I was very much relieved and I said, now we will not have any issue with quorum because they came in with a lot of energy. And you know, you are one of them, and you promised us that, you know, we will, the parliament will never be the same. Unfortunately, today, we are seated here, and we cannot see the results. So mine is, as we encourage our people on this side, the majority side, please encourage those who are on the minority side so that we can make good use of this broad-based government and also be relevant to the citizens. Honorable Speaker, I want to say that on the leadership, many other times the Speaker has called us, talked to us, and encouraged, especially the chairs and the vice chairs. This is not the first time we have complained. Majority Leader has always said that we have always raised a lot of concern. Matters quorum should be our business, and we have been given the responsibility to represent our people. In fact, to whom much is given, much is expected. So if the leaders, if the chairs are not in, how can we expect even the committee members to be here? So please, as you have already said, talk to the Speaker, make sure we come up with measures that will force our chairs and the vice chairs to be in, as we also encourage all the other members, because it is our responsibility to sit here and represent our people. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The commitment we needed from you is when the request to the Energy Committee will be brought.
Speaker, I said as soon as possible, but I think maximum 2 weeks. If we can get it even within a week, that will be good, but I will make sure that in 2 weeks' time we will get the response.
Communicate to the chair of the committee,
yes,
that the House will be expecting the response in 2 weeks. The statement request by the Honorable Joyce Kamene, MP, Machakos County, to the Health Committee. Do we have the Chair Health Committee in the House? Do we have the Vice Chair Health Committee in the House? Do we have any member of the Health Committee in the House?
Honorable Speaker, the Chair spoke to me and he said he's attending to an emergency, and he said I can give commitment on their behalf.
That's the Honorable Dr. Nyikal. The Honorable Joyce Kamene, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise for a request for a statement regarding blood donation and transfusion at the Kenyatta National Hospital. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee of Health regarding blood donation and transfusion at the Kenyatta National Hospital. Honorable Speaker, blood constitutes a critical, life-saving resource that is mainly sourced through voluntary donations by healthy individuals. Pursuant to Article 43 of the Constitution of Kenya, entitles every citizen to the highest attainable standard of health, including the transfusion of specific blood component, mostly notable platelets, to effectively manage a variety of medical conditions. The Blood Transfusion Service Center at Kenyatta National Hospital undertakes the delicate and critical risk of collecting platelets from carefully selected donors. However, it is important to note that the center's operational hours are limited to weekdays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Given the life-saving nature of platelets transfusion, extending these hours could significantly enhance timely access to this indispensable service at such a premier healthcare institution. Honorable Speaker, it is also a great concern to that the appliances equipment at the blood transfusion the Kenyatta National Hospital experiences frequent operational failures, with repair process often subject to significant delays. This disruption critically impairs the continuity and efficiency of plate collection services. Compounding these challenges are persistent shortage of vital consumables, including test kits and reagents, which further hinder timely blood processing, particularly in emergency situations. Consequently, patients reliant on platelets transfusion endure extended waiting periods and heightening distress, adversely affecting the quality and responsiveness of care and exposing them to a risk of losing their lives. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee of Health on the following. 1. Measures the Ministry of Health has in place to ensure seamless service to patients requiring critical blood transfusion services, especially platelets donations and transfusion, given that the center does not operate during weekends and past the scheduled hours. 2. Steps being taken to extend the operating hours beyond 5 p.m. and weekends so as to receive more blood donations. And the third one, a comprehensive report on the status of the apheresis machines at the Kenyatta National Hospital, including plans, if any, to procure another machine to supplement the existing one. And the fourth one, plans being put in place by the Ministry of Health to upscale the capacity of blood transfusion services at the Kenyatta National Hospital to address the huge influx of patients, given that the referral hospital, it is the hospital that we get referrals. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Order. The Honorable Naomi Wako, you know you can be in the house but away from the house. Can you tell us when the Health Committee will respond to the statement request by Honorable Joyce Kamene?
Honorable Speaker, Dr. Mutunga was a bit concerned that he was not given time to defend his fellow chairman, and he was raising that concern to me because he's always in the house and they have a lot of responsibility. So we congratulate him for being available, but also urge the other chairs also to do the same. Honorable Speaker, for Honorable Kamene, 2 weeks, I will pass the message, and in 2 weeks' time, you will get the response. Thank you.
Or within 2 weeks?
Within 2 weeks.
Yeah, so within 2 weeks, Honorable Kamene, you'll get your response on this important statement request. Then we go to the request for statement by the Honorable Mulker Kasim, MP Mandera County, to the Departmental Committee in charge of Transport and Infrastructure.
Finally, Chair, finally. Thank you very much. Thank you, Chair, for the opportunity. I request for statement regarding the discriminatory double passenger and luggage screening procedures for travelers from Mandera County at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, I wish to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding the discriminatory and inefficient passenger clearance processes at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport affecting travelers from Mandera County. Honorable Speaker, every human is entitled to equal dignity, fairness, and efficiency in accessing national services. However, passengers arriving from Mandera are consistently subjected to a double passenger and luggage screening process, once at departure and upon arrival at JKIA. This cumbersome procedure has resulted in unprecedented delays of over 2 hours, exposing innocent travelers, including patients on urgent medical evacuation, to undue fatigue, indignity, and even risk to life. Honorable Speaker, while safeguarding security, which is paramount, its enforcement must not be pursued at the expense of fairness and non-discrimination. By singling out flights from Mandera for prolonged clearance, the process not only undermines the confidence of citizens in our aviation system, but also entrenches feelings of marginalization contrary to the principles of justice and equal treatment. If left unchecked, such practices risk tarnishing Kenya's hard-earned reputation as the region's premier aviation hub. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure to clarify the following. 1. Measures put in place by the Ministry to guarantee the timely and dignified clearance of passengers from Mandera while safeguarding national security requirements. 2. Reasons as to why flights from Mandera are subjected to duplicate luggage and passenger screening, and steps being taken to streamline the process so that screening is finalized at departure rather than being repeated upon arrival in Nairobi. 3. Plans and timelines by the Ministry to deploy advanced and time-saving screening technologies and to establish a dedicated clearance protocol for domestic flights from Mandera and similar regions. And the last, Honorable Speaker, a comprehensive action plan on how clearance procedures at JKIA will be restructured in line with international best practices, ensuring passenger dignity, operational efficiency, and uncompromised national security. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
You have a chair for Transport and Infrastructure Committee in the House. The Vice Chair. Any member. Yeah, the Honorable TJ Kajwang.
Mr. Speaker, although I'm a ranking member of that committee, unfortunately I don't have a brief to hold for the chair.
The Honorable Naomi Wako, the responsibility to the House falls on you again.
Yes, thank you, Speaker. I believe within 2 weeks the committee should be able to give the response.
I communicate to the committee that the House will expect the response to this important statement within 2 weeks. We don't want any section of Kenya's population to be discriminated against in terms of any national issue. And we have responses to various statement requests. The response to the statement request by Honorable Dr. Adan Kenan, MP Elders, on the subject of rehabilitation development of herding grounds and migratory routes in pastoralist regions of northern Kenya by the Agriculture and Livestock Committee. This should be the Honorable Mutunga. And let me congratulate you for your regular and consistent attendance as you respond.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, when I got this response from the ministry, and in view of the fact that last time we had a long response, I felt the need to summarize it. And as I tried to summarize this response, I noted a few issues that I would like to address this House to. One of the issues, Honorable Speaker, is that the Honorable Kenan is very specific in his questions, and the level of detail required does not warrant generalities. So, Honorable Speaker, when I look at question number 1, the response to question number 1 does not necessarily give the identity, the geo-mapping, and settlement details as required by Honorable Kenan. The second issue that Honorable Kenan raised, and Honorable Speaker, I would like to declare to the House that I've shared this response with Honorable Kenan, and I'm sure Honorable Kenan has looked at it, and probably he will be making a statement after me. Honorable Speaker, when you look at the extent to which this question has been addressed to, there is a lot of generalities, and they're trying to come up with issues that do not necessarily respond to the issue. Honorable Kenan wanted to know the measures that are taken, not the measures that will be taken, the measures that are taken by the ministry to identify, geomap, and gazette traditional migratory routes, the communal hunting grounds, and the pastoral zones of northern Kenya. But the response does not become specific on the measures, it does not become specific on the gazettement issue, and therefore, in my very considered opinion, the response is not sufficient. On question number 2, Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Kenan requested the ministry to state the interventions being made by the ministry itself in collaboration with the county governments and the relevant water agencies to rehabilitate degraded zones and livestock holding grounds, improve water infrastructure such as water pans and kiosks along the key livestock migratory corridors. My expectation, Honorable Speaker, with a little bit of background, is that we would have wanted to know which are these holding grounds, which are these migratory routes, what specifically has been done. The response in my hands, Honorable Speaker, is not specific to the interventions, and it basically talks about a collaborative approach to rehabilitate these areas. And it basically recognizes water as a tool to ensure proper distribution of livestock. And then it talks about expert advice to the development of water infrastructure. all those do not say what specifically has been done. And Honourable Speaker, in my opinion, again, that question is not sufficiently responded to. The question number 3, Honourable Kenan asked the Ministry to state the mechanisms put in place to mitigate and resolve inter-community conflicts of access to grazing lands, including strategies to ensure that the traditional livestock corridors remain demarcated, accessible, and safe for seasonal pastoral movement, especially in the border region and the non-conflict hotspots. I have looked at the response, and Honourable Speaker, what I see is the ministry talking about the emphasis that has been given. And it does not, it says, yeah, I'm being emphasized. I can read one statement here. With the recognition, participatory land management is being emphasized. Being emphasized does not become specific to the answer. The question number 4, basically, Honourable Kenan is asking for the ministry to state the plans put in place to integrate the protection and development of migratory routes and communal grazing lands into the National Spatial Plan and the county integrated development plans of those areas, particularly within arid and semi-arid lands, with a view of securing pastoral livelihoods and promoting sustainable resource management. I looked through this response on our speaker, and what I can see as something close to the reality is the ministry consults with the Ministry of Lands and the county governments to ensure migratory routes, livestock hunting grounds, and communal grazing lands are considered in the process of developing the National Spatial Plan and County Integrated Development Plan. We do not know, we are not told whether these consultations have yielded any results, and we are not told whether those results have been integrated into the plans. So when the ministry consults, it does not necessarily mean that we have achieved. The final question, Honourable Speaker, Honourable Kenan asked the ministry to give an indication of whether the government has allocated funding or established partnerships with the regional bodies such as the IGANT to establish critical pastoral infrastructure such as founder reserves, feedlots, livestock holding grounds, veterinary health depots, hotspots, and conflict early warning systems along the key migratory routes. When I look at the response, Honourable Speaker, I find only 2 issues that probably might be positive, but not factual. Not factual enough, not sufficient in terms of giving the realities. There is the listing of the 2 projects that are happening in those areas. And these 2 projects, we are not given the extent to which these 2 projects are responsive to the core issues that are being requested. And finally, Honourable Speaker, we see something that the ministry talks about, the impetus by calling for action for member states to undertake targeted intervention. When you call member states to undertake interventions, have we achieved 50, 15, 20, 90% of these interventions? So, Honourable Speaker, in very considered opinion, the ministry has not responded adequately to the concerns raised by Honourable Member, but if the Honourable Member is satisfied, he may be able to tell this House. Thank you very much.
The Honourable Kenan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I will have been surprised if Dr. Mutunga will have believed and presented this hollow, shallow, too generalized response to this House. Mr. Speaker, the livestock sector, when I drafted this question, I knew what I wanted. I knew what I was trying to address. I even know the answers. But I wanted the ministry to appreciate and acknowledge that there is a critical livestock subsector within that ministry. That ministry has been reduced to Ministry of Tea and Coffee. It no longer carries that title. But what is amazing is a person in the stature of my good friend, my personal friend, Senator Mutahi Kagwe, a man of immense intellectual. Having penned this, was he awake? Was he asleep? Was he duped? And therefore, it is my intention, and I agree with our Honorable Chairman of Agriculture, to declare this as wanting, inadequate, lacks value and substance, does not befit a response to this august House, Mr. Speaker, and therefore request you to compel the leadership of Ministry of Agriculture to provide an adequate, proper answer that addresses the issues affecting the livestock sector. Mr. Speaker, I'm sure you have been around, and I am aware that you are a seasoned barrister. There's a document called Sessional Paper Number 10 of 1965. That document deliberately, the authors excluded Northern Kenya from the economic planning of this great nation. And to date, some of the remnants of the proponent of that illegal document, Mr. Speaker, still persist in their all-held view that Northern Kenya does not contribute to the economic well-being of this great republic, Mr. Speaker. To the contrary, Mr. Speaker, they will be surprised. That is where we have huge chunks of natural resources. That is where we have a lot of land. And that is the feature of Kenya, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I want to agree with the chairman. You know, sometimes people assume members of parliament don't read. But I don't tell them. These members of parliament have gone to school. They are professionals in their own right. They are academic giants. And therefore, I want to thank you, Chairman of Agriculture, for going through this document. I'm sure it was a waste of time for you to have even gone through it. What remains right now, the questions are very clear. The answers sought can be found within the ministry. I can only speculate on two things. Is somebody contemptuous of the person who has drafted the question? Is somebody contemptuous of the people of Northern Kenya? Or is somebody too ambivalent to go through an answer that befits a response to this House? Mr. Speaker, I want to plead with you to ask the Ministry of Agriculture to respond to this question within the next 3 days, so that by Tuesday or Wednesday next week, we have an answer that responds to this critical question. Mr. Speaker, I want to remind you, during the colonial time, we used to have livestock migratory routes all the way from Mandera with proper infrastructural facilities, water point, cattle crutches, Mr. Speaker, holding grounds. Finally, all the route, all the way from Mandera to KMC, the entire infrastructure has been grabbed. And maybe right now, because of the fear of the unknown, somebody is trying to meander around, give us generalities that do not add value, and we want to tell them. And the next question will have been, who has taken over the livestock migrated route all the way from Mandera, all the way from Ramo, all the way from Bambo, all the way to Elwa, all the way to Tarbaj, Wajir, Habaswein, Madogash, Isiolo, Nyanyuki, to KMC. The route is no more. And I'm sure there must be individuals holding titles to those critical facilities. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, without really belaboring on this, I am touched. Having been around, having seen the kind of discrimination that we have gone through. Today, Mr. Speaker, I'm a camel herder. I'm a camel farmer. If I want to sell my camels, I take them either through Ethiopia or Somalia, which has had serious challenges. What has happened to the camel market in Kenya? What has happened to KMC? KMC is dead. You are aware? It's dead. Functionally dead. Technically insolvent. And yet every year we spend money. Mr. Speaker, you remember, in 1968, I'm sure you are not born then, KMC was the livestock. We call it the only beef producing facility in south of Sahara. Today, Botswana has taken over that role. Our KMC is under ICU. And yet, we want to pride ourselves as a country of immense potential. Mr. Speaker, some of these individuals who have, over the years, circumvented the due process of law, contributed to the economic stagnation of this country, Mr. Speaker, and deliberately working hard to the further impoverishment of those innocent women and children in northern Kenya, Mr. Speaker, must be dealt with decisively by this regime if truly we have to uplift those people economically, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you can see the answer. I am sure the technical team in the ministry have not found it fit to think out of the box, to consider northern Kenya, the livestock rearing community, as part and parcel of the economic mainstream, Mr. Speaker, of the Republic of Kenya. And therefore, my conclusion is, I want to beseech you to direct the ministry to provide an adequate answer or adequate answers to these critical questions, not later than Tuesday next week. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable John Mutunga, how long do you need to get this response? Because this National Assembly will not allow any ministry, any public official to dismissively respond to any issue concerning any region or any part of this country. Now that you agree there is no response to the questions as required, how long do you need? And you know your powers under Article 125 of the Constitution, where you need to use them, they can be used.
Honourable Speaker, let us be fair to the Minister by giving him an extra 1 week. Because if we say by Tuesday, I think we might not be able to contact him between now and then. Again, as a Parliament, we will need to formally write to them. And it requires 1 week at least for the letter to have reached there. So when we say 1 or 2 weeks, sometimes it's logical.
So by Thursday, Thursday next week, what date will that be? By Thursday next week,
do not know,
I think that
Speaker,
can identify the period.
I stand corrected on the issue of...
this House will be expecting your response. If you need the assistance of Parliament to do all that you need to do, including invocation of Article 125, please approach the offices of Parliament to assist. But we need a substantive response to the questions by Honorable Adan Keynan by latest Thursday next week. That will be 2nd October 2025 in the afternoon.
Obliged, Honourable Speaker.
Yes, could I confirm whether the responses by the Education Ministry to the questions by the Honorable Dr. Oundo Ojiambo and Honorable Joseph Lelmengit are available and are ready? What on that issue?
Chair, Honorable Speaker, many of the times, Chair, that I've sat in this House, and I have listened to chairmen of committees responding to statements from members of this House. Honorable Speaker, each and every time, the seeker of the question, normally, most of the members of Parliament are normally not satisfied by the responses of the ministries. Honorable Speaker, we have to look at our standing orders and look for a way of handling statements in this House. Because, Honorable Speaker, what happens when a member of Parliament raises a question, a statement, normally what the committee does is to table a report from the ministry without interrogating that report. Honorable Speaker, Article 125 of our Constitution provides very clearly that Parliament has powers similar to that of the High Court to summon witnesses, to appear before the committee, and if need be, to produce evidence on oath. And Honorable Speaker, so that we run away from swallowing, in quotes, quote unquote, back and forth, hook, line, and sinker, statements from ministries without interrogating, it would be prudent to have in our standing orders, to have, because the seeker of the motion is like a plaintiff. Let the seeker of the motion appear before the committee, let the CS be invited, and the mover of the statement interrogate and appear with the committee, interrogate the minister, so that when there are responses in this house, the mover of this, or the seeker of the motion, of the statement, would have found enough time to interrogate the CS, so that when the report comes to the House, then there will have been a substantive response from the ministry to avoid the back and forth.
Thank you, Honorable Timothy Toroitich. Honorable Mutunga, that is why I was saying that as a seasoned, member and chair of this important committee, you know everything you need to do to secure that the issues that Honorable Adan Keinan wanted responded to are duly responded to. This may include, if they give you a response again, don't wait to bring it and lament. Just get Parliament to get them before you with Honorable Keinan, so that ultimately we are not asking questions for the sake of it. Otherwise, I must commend you for coming up as the chair of the committee yourself to say the response you're being given to provide to the House is inadequate. And I think it is something other committee members ought to borrow. I'd asked whether there are the responses to number 3 and 4 deliberately. Do we have the chairs, the chair of education, the vice chair of education committee? Yes, and so let me mention that on 25th September 2025, the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education, the Honorable Julius K. Meli, CBS MP, wrote to the Speaker informing the Speaker that both himself, the chairperson, and the vice chairperson would be not available in the House today to deliver the response. In that letter, they sought the leave of the Speaker to allow Honorable Mary Emase MP to respond to the question by Honorable David Lelmengit MP. That letter, there was also a request that the chair be allowed to designate the Honorable Professor Phyllis Bartow MP to respond to the question, statement request by Honorable Dr. Wilberforce Oundo MP. I note from the House that both the Honorable Mary Emase and the Honorable Professor Phyllis Bartow are not in the House. And in those circumstances, really, we cannot proceed. I would direct straight away that the response to those two statements be made on Tuesday in the afternoon without fail, if not by the chair and vice chair of the Education Committee, by these persons designated specifically to this request by the chair of the Education Committee, which was permitted by the Speaker. Honorable Oundo, allow me to go to the statement response number 2 so that we can conclude on the other businesses. Do you have the response to the statement request by Honorable Joseph Namuar MP, Turkana Central, by the Blue Economy, Water and Irrigation? Do we have the chair for departmental committee in charge of Blue Economy, Water and Irrigation? That is Honorable Kangogo Bowen. Do we have the vice chairperson? Do we have any member of the committee designated to give that response? Again, not there. I will also direct in equal measure that that response be made on Tuesday next week. At the time, it will be listed for consideration, and urge that the chairs and the leadership of those committees really act to ensure that those responses being sought on behalf of Kenyans are made available. Honorable members, I want to rearrange the order paper. Now that we are done with order number 7, I'm informed that the matter on order number 9, the matter appearing under order number 9 cannot be proceeded with for reasons already explained to the Speaker, and it will be deferred to a future date. I want to rearrange the order paper so that the matter appearing as order number 12 proceeds to be followed by the matter appearing under order number 10, and then that way to the end. Please do proceed and call order number 12.
Order number 12, the County Government's Additional Allocation number 2 Bill, Senate Bill number 8 of 2025, second reading.
Yeah, mover.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Maybe as you prepare to move, Honorable Caleb Amisi, you have done that rearrangement because of the urgency of this particular matter in terms of the subject matter it is treating. We accept your indulgence. Honorable Atandi.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much for indulging me to proceed with this matter before the others. Honorable Speaker, just to add on what you have, the point you have raised, that this is this bill is very, very important because it contains additional allocations to counties, some of which are donor funding, which need to be released in time. And by holding this bill here, we are actually delaying those programs. Honorable Speaker, the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill 2025. Honorable Speaker, sorry. I move that the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill number 2025 be now read a second time. Honorable Speaker, this bill was published on 18th June 2025 and introduced in the Senate on 27th June 2025. The Senate considered the bill and passed it with amendments on 23rd July 2025. The bill was then forwarded to the National Assembly for concurrence in line with Article 110(4) of the Constitution. It was read here for the first time on July 31st, 2025, and subsequently referred to the Budget and Appropriations Committee for consideration. Honorable Speaker, this bill seeks to authorize both the transfer of both conditional and unconditional grants allocations to county governments for the financial year 2025-2026. Honorable Speaker, these allocations come from both the national government share of revenue as well as from the development partners. Honorable Speaker, in considering the bill, the committee received submissions from Intergovernmental and Economic Council, the Council of Governors, Ministry of Roads and Transport, and the National Treasury. Honorable Speaker, this bill proposes to allocate 93.53 billion as additional funds to county governments. Honorable Speaker, you know that this House passed the Division of Revenue Act 2025, which allocated 415 billion to counties. In addition to that, this bill also seeks to allocate further 93.53 billion to counties as well. And this 93.53 billion includes 2.95 billion from court fines, 20% of mineral royalties, as contained in the first schedule of this bill. It also contains 10.4 billion from the national government share of revenue, contained in the second schedule. It also contains 23.63 billion from the road maintenance fuel levy fund, also contained in the third schedule. It also contains, Honorable Speaker, 56.9 billion from loans and grants from development partners, also contained in the fourth schedule. So, Honorable Speaker, this bill has 4 schedules. I'll quickly go through the schedules quickly before I brief members of the recommendations of the committee. Honorable Speaker, the first schedule of the bill contains 115 million for court fines collected by judiciary from contravention of county laws. Honorable Speaker, when people who contravene county laws are taken to courts, when they are fined, those fines are supposed to be sent back to those counties where the offenses happened. Now, Honorable Speaker, in this segment, only 10 counties are benefiting from this, namely Kiambu, Kisumu, Kitui, Laikipia, Machakos, Migori, Mombasa, Nairobi, Nakuru, and Nyeri. Number 2, 20% share of mineral royalties. Honorable Speaker, the Section 183.5 of the Mining Act, Cap 306, stipulates that 20% of mineral royalties paid to the state shall accrue to the county governments where the mining operations occurred. Therefore, the bill proposes to allocate 2.94 billion as share of mineral royalties due to specific counties for the financial year 2025. And comprises the allocation of 1.05 billion for 2024-2025, which was not disbursed. And then the rest of 1.88 billion is proposed for this financial year. Honorable Speaker, the counties that are receiving highest allocation of this is Kwale. Kwale is receiving 1.16 billion, Kilifi 950 million, Kajiado 660 million, and etc. Honorable Speaker, let me now move to second schedule. Second schedule contains settlement of doctors' salary arrears. Honorable Speaker, there was a return to work formula agreement between the national government of Kenya and the medical practitioners, pharmacists and dental union, which was insisted that doctors' outstanding arrears, salary arrears of 3.52 billion be settled in 2 equal installments of 1.759 billion, each in financial year 2024-2025 and 2025-2026. This bill therefore proposes to allocate 1.759 billion for facilitation of these salary arrears. Honorable Speaker, B, community health promoters. Honorable Speaker, the community health promoters program is allocated a total of 3.234 billion in the financial year 2024-2025, 2025-2026. The allocation is similar to what was allocated under the program in the previous year. All the 47 counties will receive a share of this money. Honorable Speaker, you know that, because I know you come from a county where there are these community health promoters, counties pay them 2,500 shillings, whereas national government transfer 2,500 shillings. This is what is contained in this provision. Then the third one is the construction of county headquarters. Honorable Speaker, the bill proposes to allocate 454 million towards construction of county headquarters for 5 county governments, namely Isiolo, Lamu, Tana River, Tharaka Nithi, and Nyandarua. Honorable Speaker, this follows an agreement and commitment from national government to help these counties set up county headquarters. These counties, by the time devolution kicked off, they did not have facilities that could host their headquarters. Honorable Speaker, then we have the County Aggregation Industrial Parks, KIPES. The bill seeks to allocate 4.5 billion towards the construction of county aggregation industrial parks, known as KIPES, to 18 counties in the 25-26 financial year. Honorable Speaker, the money will be shared equally, with each county receiving 250 million, and the county is expected to provide matching funds. Honorable Speaker, 18 counties include Kisii, Wajir, Baringo, Elgeyo Marakwet, Kajiado, Kericho, Kakamega, Kilifi, Kitui, Laikipia, Mandera, Narok, Nyandarua, Nyeri, Taita Taveta, Tana River, Tharaka Nithi, and Vihiga. Then content also in the second schedule is 0.5% housing levy fund. Honorable Speaker, the bill allocates 93.4 million towards the county rural and urban affordable housing committees in accordance with section 11(4)(c) of the Affordable Housing Act. The bill mandates the board to allocate out of the fund not less than 0.5% of the monies to the committees for administration expenses. Honorable Speaker, on the third schedule of the bill allocates 23.64 billion from the Road Maintenance Levy Fund to counties. Honorable Speaker, this amount consists of 10.522 billion for the financial year 2024-2025, as proposed in the draft County Government Allocations Fund 2024, and 13.12 billion proposed allocation for this